Okay. Alengata live.
Yeah, we are live now. Assalamu alaikum, mbokki Gambian yi ak mbokki Sénégal. Ñun la Sky Power Radio and Television Services ñoo fi delluwaat tey di waxtaan ak yéen. Comme niñ ko dee defee every Saturday, su waxtu bi jotee ñun panélistes yi dañ fi dee ñëw. Léegi-léeg dañ di am ay gan yu tedd ñoo xam ne dañ dee ñëw pour waxtaan ak ñun. Tey Moustapha Lohom dafa xala jàpp waaye dinañu join si kanam. So ñu ngi jéggalu ci normal intro bi because moo dee def normal intro bi. So tey maa ngi fi ma Bamba Mass Aziz Bojang dinañu join si kanam. So ma bàyyi rek comme niñ ko dee defee Bamba nuyu wante ak yéen bu si defee nag ñu dugga ci biir waxtaan bi jërë ngeen jëf Mr Mass.
Suleiman jërëjëf. Asalaamaaleykum suñ mbokki déglukat yi. Ñu fi teew ak ñi ñëwaat ci kanam wala after the programme maa ngi leen a nuyu ci seen tur ak seen sant. Xam naa ne suñ programme def dee dimbale Gambian si lool because civic education la boo xam ne li xew ak li ñu xelaat lañ dee waxtaane. So li ñu tàkku mooy képp ku nekk mu ngi déglu waxtu bii ni nga message ñu sa xelaat pour ñu jokkoo xelaat pour naka lañ mën a saafara problème yi ak xew-xew yi li ñu dee dal as a small country. People are very much united. Lii dama ko lifin ci olof waaye suma programme bi dama ko wax ci kàllaami soose. Dama bëgg pour waxtaan nuyu suma mbokki olof yi ci kàllaama olof Sol jërëjëf.
Jërëjëf Mr Mass sa kàddu rafet na sa nuyu rafet na tey nag waxtaan baa ngi sukkandekoo ci bàyyi xel ci liggéey yoo xam ne dañ ko dee dig ñoo xam ne liggéey yoo xam ne ñu ngi gannaaw réew liggéey comme mel ni Europe America o si dëkki naar yi like Saudi ak yooyu so am na ñaari samedi si gannaaw waxtaanam nañ ci because government bi dañ ne woon dañ ñoo liggéeyal ñeneenti agencies yoo xam ne ñoom dañoo recruit doomi Gambian yi yóbbu leen Saudi pour ñu liggéey foofu so gis nañ ne loolu du Saudi rek am na ñoo xam ne tamit dañ leen deene waaw dañ leen naa yóbbu Europe leen na on a business trip o dinañ leen amal liggéey foofu su ñëwee ba Europe o America o xen na Eastern Europe ak yooyu ñu nekk fa ci ay tolof yoo xam ne yàlla rek a xam parce que visa biñ dee ñëwee daf dee nekk visa boo xam ne visitors visa la visa yi gan la te visa boobu du la dee jox droit boo xam ne di nga mun a liggéey ba pare du la dooleel su fekkee yàlla tere tiko boo feebaree pour nga mun a am nañ la fajoo ci lopitaani nguur yi o xen na boo soxlee néeg o xen na amuloo liggéey pour nguur gi di la jox xaalis tuuti di nga mun a dimbale ca boppa so visitors visa boobu du la mun a jox yooyu ndimbal yooyu so su ko defee nag soo ñëwee balaa nga setul dang dee jàlla ci difficulties yu bare so loolu lañ bëgg a waxtaanee tey rek ñu mayante xel xam na am na ñoo xam ne ñu ñoo seetaan o ñu ñoo déglu si ida YouTube bi o Facebook bi ñooñu gën a xam am nañ ci experience lool koo xam ne am nga ci experience bu baax mun nga comment mun nga share sa thoughts mun nañ ko read pour audience yi ñoom it ñu jot ci so Bamba tey loolu mooy suñu waxtaan ñoom Moustapha ak ñoom Aziz di ñu join yow it nga àggale kàddu gi si mbokki soose yi jërëjëf
Suleiman baraka baake comme be men kaca kanten wala mu toro men kala ntolu do balu kan fentaŋolu na bare musolu na barin kewlu koleya kammala hamoka tarela bari imang sembo soto no kado ko kendol soto gulu banko kam memmu gambiati akatinna dolu ka funti faye kata dawda isi do ko kendo soto no je se balundro si sone ay buluno nyame aka dolu samba nsafo ko arabu bankolu kan Egypt nyolto kata Israel Saudi Arabia nyolto kata Qatar kata o ma fawolla Lebanon nyolto dawda etolu sifutano je don danko ka fengo nyini mensi baluwo sone ndino yo wokono mbe nga jele menu tambitanu watil tambita ya jammela kala wato kono ngaje Gambia din jama tarta Middle East ma fawola membe arabu bankol ma fawola meta wurla kumbota ila kole ya dali tandi torol menni e sotoje nataje mansakunda membe marlen na bi democratic mansakunda lem bare ngaje wolfanam fintita nan ko ye contrat ko le soto inin wo bankolu menbe ko Saudi Arabia nyol sifalu menbe ko ta nyol sifalu purun na moli bo Gambia yeta bare contrat ko nyin ibadila agent sollella Suleiman Nyindulang ay miralo sila because agent sollel nana kamolu sambanu o arabu bankolu ka sila mansakunda ni Saudi mansakunda warang kata mansakunda ituli kambe ngomenke itulu mina itulu dabe bola jele sai ba dunodi la agent solle wolle be karla molu tala ke samba o bankolu kam Suleiman ando nen tu fewule ye ba mafa ne tu wulenje anyante miralal indalilo kanna mun kasi ka ko nyi mira nyindung because mennu ka agent sol mennu ka agent sol le ka molu sambalo sila ni masakunda ko ikanawo contrat ko di agent sol la wo agent sol be mun sembe sotola koleya men late kan molu kam menu tate faye wara agent sol menu samba e koleya menu sotoje mun ko munebe keno la kota ke membe o falenna ite o koleya sifa soto no la je kota ke sol ngamira nyene mo kumati mo nyanta men ka jall
ha itonya la comme li Bamba doon wax rek am nga nguur ak private enterprise du nekk benn because nguur ak nguur mun nañoo joklante mun nañoo deflante mun nañoo demlante ba mun nañoo saafara yoo xam ne ay problème yu bare la yoo xam ne dafay noot doomi aadama bi ñoomi neen mun nañ ko waxtaane ci diplomatie mun nañ ko waxtaane ci ay fànna yu bare waaye comme like agency ñoo xam ne dañoo operate privately ñooñu pour ñu mun a jokkoog nit ñi du yomba du yomba parce que lii xew mooy balaa ñu mun a dem ci nguur ba waxtaana ñooñu ba ñooñu déglu leen dafa fekk ne nit ki sonna na o dugga na ci problème yoo xam ne dafay doy waar so loolu moo tax dafa important trop façon yi suy xew nguur gi am ci loxo so gis nañ problème yooyu bari na ci Middle East bi comme ni ko Bamba waxee waaye léegi nga am ci yoo xam ne ñu ngi xew Europe o ñu ngi xew biir America waaye because Europe ak America ni luwaa yi mel comme duñ ko borom du dee ñimaña feeñ comme like niñ leen dee traité ci Middle East gi ni leen arab yi ak naari di traité so li ci ëpp doole si Europe ak America suñ koy def dañ dee nëbbu because duñ bugga nguur gi xam ne ñu ngi ci because nguur gi suñ si xamee rek ñoom ñooy taxaw duñ xaar sa yow sa dëkka jóg pour dimbale la ñoom nguur gi fi nga toog Europe ak America ñooy jóg taxawal la def seen kéemtu lay kattan gis ne képp ko xam ne mu ngeen noot morom doomi aadamaam te mu ngi ko indi ci loo xam ne ñu ngi ko oyee ci kàllaama angale human trafficking jaarut ci yoon loolu is a criminal offense loo xam ne gaay nguur gi dinañ ci gestu dinañ ci képp koo xam ne ñu ngi la ci tilimal nguur gi suñ demee ba gestu sa mbir dem ba am ci loo xam ne daf leen sella dañ la dee teg benn place ñu yóbbu la ci atekaay ñu ate la suñ la waree tëj ñu tëjlu la suñ la waree alamaan ñu alamaan la suñ la waree delloo sa dëkka it ñu delloo la so yooyu daf dee am Europe waaye nguur Europe yi ak America ñoom dañ dee mun a taxaw ci loolu waaye in the Middle East ak naar yi ñoom seen nguur yi ñoom lañoo jàppale so da nga gis ne yow moodu bi yow coono bi yëpp ci sa bopp la muy nekk maltreatment buñ la mun di def nguur Middle East yi ak naar yi duñ la dimbale dañ lay gën a noot rek so Asis ma bàyyi la yow it nga nuyoo nit ñi fekkee nga commencé nañ tuuti
Souleymane salaamaaleykum mbokki déglukat yi waaye itam di leen nuyu yow yaak Bamba Mass Moustapha Jammeh xam naa mu ngi yoon waaye maykam dafa mute
mu ngi ci yoon
waaw ngeen jégal ma tey dama xaw a tardé ndax dama liggéey woon démb ci guddi ma xëy tey di nelaw waaye ñu yeema itam doon ma wax problème ci liggéey kaay bi loolu moo ma tax a tardé waxtaan bi nag xaw ma fu mu dooree waaye gis naa boppi waxtaan bi mooy ne lépp luy nasi du or maanaam daal nañ moytu li ñuy woon ñu yaakaar ne loolu moo nekk surtout ci bitim réew loolu nag waxtaan bu am solo la ndax ñun ñëpp ñi fi ne amaat na dund nañ ko même bu dee dunduñu ko ci xëy na ñëw fii fekka lu ñu yaakaar amu fi waaye am nañ ay Gambians yu bari yoo xam ne dañ leen am pour dalal wala jàppale leen ndax liñ leen gëmloo ba ñu andi leen biñ fi yegsee gisuñu loolu nag moom ñun sonnoon nañ ci trop man mii damay wax nit ñi ne man suma kër mooy transition mooy place transition na Gambian bu fi ñëw boo sonnee ci man lañ lay direct kon topic bi important na trop ma bàyyi leen ngeen koo yaatal su ko defee ma mun ci am su fekkee am na lu ma ci mun a wax ma wax ko ci jërëjëf
jërëjëf Mr Bojang yow it sa kàddu rafet na te ni nga taxawalee Gambien yi Canada ñëpp xam nañ ko jërëjëf ñu ngi la gërëm di la canta liñ doon waxtaane rek mooy comme si li tubaab bi dee wax rek the grass is not always greener on the other side because fi nga nekk dag ndee foog ne ñax bi fala gën a werte dan fi nga nekk waaye boo demee bi àgga foofu di nga gis yoo xam ne actually li nga yaakaaroon o li nga fogoon du noonu so bu njëkk ba Europe dafa yomboon nga ñëw rek am nga dugga bokka am nga tekki waaye léegi melatut noonu because bunta yu bari yoo xam ne gaa yi xamuñ woon bunta yooyu ngi ubbeeku gaa yi tëj nañ bunta yooyu ci pour gan yi ñoo xam ne especially gan yoo xam ne ñu ngi ñëw comme documentun leen amuñ kayit boo xam ne dinañ mun a comme ni ma ko waxee woon ci njëlbeen bi kayit boo xam ne di nga mun a liggéey ci réew mi di nga mun a toog ci réew mi boo soxlee nekk sa doole motut sa loxo motut sa gannaaw nguur gi mun nañ lay taxawal jox la nekk boo amul liggéey it mun nañ lay jox like li ñuy wax si welfare fii ñu ko wax universal credit comme weer bu nekk o semaine bu nekk dinañ la jox loo xam ne diñ ci mun a lekk tuuti o dinañ la fayal sa nekk bi balaa nga taxaw si sa ñaari tànka waaye loolu nag dafa fekk ne yaa ngi amee kayit boo xam ne jox na la loolu so Europe ak America nit ñi dañ dee tukki léegi-léegi nga gis ñoo xam ne ñu ngi demoon business trip ñu dugalaale na seen doom o na ñeneen ak ñeneen léegi-léegi musicien si sax dañ ko dee def ñu dugalal ay nit ñoo xam ne dañ leen a yóbbu waaye ñooñu suñ demee yow yaa ngi ñëw ak kayit boo xam ne da nga ñëw pour seet si gan te li olof yi dee wax gan du eewi béy soo ñëwee yaa ngi nekk gan nga ñëw si dëkk bi amuloo ni nga eewee béy yi soo balaa ngaa dem ba taxaw ba bokka dang dee sonna especially jigéen yi na góor yi mën nañu muñ waaye jigéen yi ñi ci ëpp doole dinañ la foye dinañ la toroxal dinañ la def dinañ la jaarloo ci yu bari yoo xam ne bu fekkoon ne jaaroon nga ci yoon bu set nga am sa kayit yu óor boo ñëwoon doo jaar ci yooyu so léegi-léegi nga xam gis ñoo xam ne ñu ne la waa dañ lay yóbbu on a business trip boo ñëwee gaay ne la waa da nga toog ci biir néeg bi da ngay nekk foofu di téye seen doom yi doo génna dañooy si sa passeport xam nga duñ la expose ci loo xam ne yow di nga mun a moom sa boppa dafa mel ni mbindaan sax la gën because mbindaan bi dañ ko dee fay su weer dee waaye duñ la fay da nga nekk foofu xanaa fi nga tëdd ak li nga lekk rek nga am ci ñoom so yooyu nag sa nit ñi foog ne waa diwa ngi Europe o mu ngi America fekk xamuñ ci loo nekk nga nekk fa ay ati at ñu ne waa kii mu ngi Europe am nga te kiwul lii ak lii bala bala fekk xamuñ sa toogaay so moo tax nag ñu ne tey ñu war a bàyyi suñ xel bu baax a baax bu fekkee ne nit ñëw na ci ñun mu ne waa nañ la dimbale pour nga dem Europe o America dinañ la utal liggéey xam nga te ñoom duñ ambassadeur liggéeyuñ ci embassy bi so ñooñu naka lañ la mun a garanti loo di nga am yoon bu set nga ñëw toogaay bu rafet so waxtaan bi mooy loolu tey Aziz
waaw duñ abal Bamba Mass parce que moom itam mu ngi fii te wax dëgg yàlla borom barke la xarama paasagum Bamba ma dégga ko woon am naa ne suma next intervention ci soose laa ko bugg a waxee bugguma ñu isolé Bamba léegi dama bugg a Bamba ñëw su ko defee ma feelu ko ci soose
Bamba UDP
yalong NPP always ka take board wakati bake day delta wala bari anyway
bari bi waate dammale be jak
no pasal lata la imaje biya white nyame ay na ko be do amira fomba balal
bimbe NCP le
ay amira fomba balal hana e bulula kono bulu he is always NPP nana buga ikatara yelma na ko nyam konkoro but anyway Aziz alkany memfo is very very important ya jele Suleiman même faw gena kumayata yalon nim mobe dokuro doku wala fo ay jo miraje ko mbe doko men kele ben jolale okay tay alenga jube ma misali fe karo kare ñun men bita e lafta pour mennieta karo kare be jola jellela bayre mbe ka fola ko bili ma sakunda bilifta ko ñen ko be jola in dollars la karo kare be jola jellela ni ajube $250 abuka tambi wala $250 womu dala so jelleti alingo wole hayma folo nga jube and wo $250 foila domoro teje bang ani ila bunjo teje bang ani ila feto foto teje bang ani ning astra misal fe wolbe da teje because halama dula men need sol mu ñenelti mu solu ila pat sol le mu warila sanitary issue solu anila dendi dundam fengolu because need other Saudi for a pare ko Saudi kol ke musol ke pare nyame when you go to Rome you must do as Romans do ite tarla kurti jangolu dunna je ka fo ibe banjul la warebe sere kundal ni bita do ko je fo e pare ko mol ke pare nyame so feto fatol men ni be sanna ke dun ko be bolela jole to bang nyimbe man sakunda nyanta be senendilal ibe balu domoro men domala sikeno domor sifa men ka domo Saudi Arabia me bitete la fila o dola sikeno be la fila pour ne tabiro ke ñune ye doman den tabi fay ñankata wala mu fonko la mu ite dak men ka die ko ibe o chan soto no la pour ko comme hande ma do la necessity sala ñantol ko ibe o soto no la le bank and ila salary men fane be jola la te tambira $260 la out of the $260 ite what is the takeaway itebe jelle sambala da men femme ya lon ko fente bolawt bunjo bota jelle fembe ba fente bolaje wo be kele la balance lati to ba ibe me ya lon ko meye sambaje wala mu nsenna badi wol ma koyno out of $200 itebe jelle kino la su pour que molu ma koy because ibota gambia o dalilo la kam to ñun be mu fellete me alon ka kumata le man sakunda nyanta ñim be itande la ko abita do ko mena karo kari be jola $500 misal fe isaje molu si hameno ko $500 ñing ila domoro ta kono ila feto fato ta kono ila bunjo ta kono because ibe tar la mennia maybe be la wallet or something like that comme ye molu convince ka itande la ko ni tata ñina mu teka weti with all expenses bu yow be bondije ibe ñine sambala sokon isi ñine kino misali fi o abe tambila ñinal o isi bonu so no isi do ko kendo ke la boje arabo lol be je bete atale ni be jako dila ati kendo mari loki yela jako fa be di telefon o basic keno but majority wolu kaftingolu ike maltreat le dol be je ni ale loki ndesi be bete ma fe bari akamunta mu gambullet andu malla fi gambulla malla fi namul yeta e gambul ning atara mansakunda saudi mansakunda si guarantee keno because itole sulata cheap labor ni si guarantee keno ko nyunula human right hanni ma be soto e kamen soto gambia na manke dress code anen fonkolu men yalon ko they are illegal in our country na manke wolti we will give them all the human right that are enshrined in the UN Charter. Mtenga mira nuo keta de moja mabe hameno lale pour ye molu convince ka for alta because Gambia mansa kunda ma do ku soto Gambia sol nyol la mansa kunda wol buka do ku create wol ka men create do eta UN ko do nyini wara eta do ko do nyini janna ba fodo ya be pundum panta ya bang Suleiman ngani na soto pour ka contribute to the debate.
Well, I'll choose to ignore your last statement because substance TJ. So as it
anyway until after me for la bamba ndoluka ko labangonka mbe wala diamu kan bari memma sababoti mawofo Gambia ka doku lalu menki Saudi komen doku lalu siatan tolu buluban silang meke dula soto nga dodi Saudi laban fodum doku le fango man soto la nkorta komen ke la dimbayal bodoron kadi talibola eta alo kake e dimbaya imela dimbaya fenkeno majlis tiyo ena ikay ngandin kari di la samba na baluta tele na fata tele yalo ninge dingo diwo alhalo nyama obviously about treat la nyama ngabe itete kan soto la woto
bake
yo ndu nka arabo lu tonye mbari nyanta nga arabo la ado jibe arabo ye yelo kumayate bake atina komen ibukas lafika siyolu nyami arabo ye traditiono soto lansarolu ning idolu ka fo nyadi fo muhajirino lembam fo lansarolu so ning imanke lansaroti item immigrant leti ike treat le in a specific way so fonga so wola yo woto niaje nyimbebe kela nte amirade doku soto bayale folo soto ta Gambia le man ila dimbalu iman baluo so nyandi no ema ime kulu nyame ya lonko isi lono ifanwe wo kuma ya tabaki wo kulu mu muneti ke karandi ye londo soto ye mecho soto pour sama isi muna fanno ifanwe ni wo manke do ko man soto ye moje anata talibo nata koy konte ka karandiro lek hane man so faytel fa ba fala ndingol sam So the problem ntefe wala munyintiko na social system men Gambia nyanta tala na social responsibility men na Mansakunda nyanta tala na social responsibility and parenting responsibility men nto lamolu nyanta tala ima woleta ni ma wota na ite tata foi futata tembe to mea longo definitely ila dimbalu imantara fento i karanta bari karamo man futa nyanta futa la dame wala i karanta le fam foi jita bari do ko buka soto ina ataje modolu bota je tata watindi ye fending kinan iba fala dingole fa man kari nyolu jeban ndu membe reality ti nyanta men examine la wala mu menul kata ikamen kinan ika kinan nyadile ani what is the impact ite katara suwo kono lede ite dinkambano every day be fama makoyle be ba ma makoyle bari do ma eta tuba budu once a year aka 200 euro kinan once a year bani wo 200 euro nata ila mol kanyina le ko ite membeje ila ulula kanyina le ko ite membeje ikamen ke in terms of value is more than 200 euro ka fo ke te mambaraka ñu fela tata 200 euro le kina 200 euro in 6 months o jarta kataban bari mbuka woje o kari kana na muneke akatasi bunya ngoluto wala kalo nying insurance building olto nying company high building olto abenata laba kilana ye kungolu debe. That is a pull factor. The push factor wale mu parents will fango le kamolu push. Ndu wo kacha buka soto inward. Wo din kambano lubuka si ke la parents nying challenge ka foeko tonya karafatata ay 200 euro le kina bari how many months I want to ajanabe 200 euro killer. Wo monsolu be kono babantele kate marché oto babantele kate wulo kono babantele kate bungo fita ntele ka nyinke yalo mbuka wo value ka monetize ka jeko that is even more than the 200 euro ayatin nan ka jutu mo bela so mbatu ngada jam
yes bugana ñu fofu tuti rek yoko fa
yes
fi nga commencé mooy laajte bi nga laajte ne lan moo dee waral nit ñi li ci gën a bari ñuy génn di dem bitim réew di uti ngir ñu barke ndax nguur gee leen joxul liggéey ndax liggéey bi ñëpp am nañ liggéey waaye nit ñi bari nañ nguur gi mënut a jox ñëpp liggéey moo tax ñu yóbbu ñeneen ñi bitim réew pour ñuy liggéey foofu.
déedéet Souleymane question bi mooy
waaw
comme bu dee liggéey lu ñuy jaay la ñun am nañ ci lu doy ba ñuy jàppale ñeneen ñi nga xam ne amuñu liggéeykat.
ok all right
wala
waaw
ñu ñoo amul liggéey carrément. waaw liggéey bu ñu
ok
def
I think second part bi boobu agaanguñ foofu Gambia agaanguñ ci maxama boobu boo xam ne am nañ liggéey bu doy ba ñu ay dem di jaay seen experts yi outside ñàkk liggéey bi mu ngi fa kenn du mun a weddi loolu youth si yu bare fa ñu ngi toog liggéeyu ok government bi soo ko seetloo government bi du mun a jox ñëpp liggéey waaye government bi tamit su fekkee ne mënut a jox ñëpp liggéey war naa create environment ak avenues ak opportunities yoo xam ne ñiñ mënut a jël liggéey ñooñu avenues ak opportunities yooyu yuñ create dinañ may ñooñu ñu mun a liggéey lu mel ni xen na si artisan industry bi si commercial industry bi, where in little business enterprises yoo xam ne na dinañ phone a group of organizations, youth organizations or community yoo xam ne dinañ leen jox phone ne leen ok léegi dañoo sponsor ngeen def market like marketing comme like gardening or animal husbandry yu demee nekk yooyu ba pare tamit ñoo xam ne small farmers lañ government bi tamit mun nañoo protect seen market bi where in ñoom li ñoo produce for instance su fekkee ne gaa ngi ji pompiteer ñu ngi ji tamate ñu ngi ji salade duñ nangu like Sénégal Guinée or Mali di export seen tamate yeeg seen pompiteer yeeg ñu ñëw si dëkk bi because da nga gis ne su fekk yooyu su ñëwee dafa affect local pharmacy because duñ mun a compete ak ñooñu because markets yooyu they are already established and stronger. So government bi mun nañu protect market bi for the local farmers ak businesses ñoo xam ne small business lañ ba ñooñu grow nga xam ne dinañ mun a compete ak other markets outside the country. ñetteel bi tamit government bi mun nañoo liggéey ak private sector bi boo xam ne private sector bi dinañ mun a employ some of the youths yoo xam ne amuñ liggéey munuñ leen a employ the mainstream government civil service bi or si security sector bi like police bi army bi ak immigration bi because do everybody more cut out for such roles or henna si teaching field beeg yooyu so loolu tax na ñu bari dañ leene waaw because ñu ngi toog fii rek liggéeyuñ ak yooyu ñeneen ñi dañoo jaar bagwe ñeneen ñi dañoo fay ni tutal leen visa ak pour ñu mun a génn ci réew mi daal nañ mun di def pour ñu génn ci réew mi so waaye loolu su waree am especially where in government bi jël nañ initiative bi pour liggéey ak private enterprises like agencies pour ñu mun a recruit doomi Gambian si yóbbu leen like Saudi war nañoo tëral ay sarta yoo xam ne dinañ protect ñooñu suñ demee because sa doomi réew kooku waruloo ko génne nga yóbbu ko ci beneen dëkka mu dem foofu di façon na ba ay xenna di ci ñàkk ay bakkenam o di fa ñàkk ay nitaayam because am na yenn nattu liñ lay teg doomi adama bi rek sa ngor dafay say dangay nekkaat jaam in a way boo xam ne am nga amatoo kàddu so loolu mooy waxtaan bi tey yes
jërëjëf Sol jërëjëf thank you very much maa ngi nuyu képp ko xam ne yaa ngi déglu ci jamono jii nii ak ñi ñëw déglu ci kanam di leen bismillah ci suñ buntu programme civic education jërëjëf Sol butum be mobe konjona mobe dawda ni be watu to tarde geta bari na bale yalum tanoti wo kamala kachalala ya fu jang kacha kono ku dantan kumata ya bake Aziz amamme ite boda Gambia bamba ite bika fama Gambia la kula kukle yen sula nyin kacha kono bake wolo nyinti ko Gambian ko malum ba kela no nyaade le pour nga banku kano dunde banko folo tandi Gambian ko because ne ajibe Gambian ko ndolbe ngada karam mo dole pour kata ka do ko nyine ka kodo soto ka balu ne ajibe jama mol kata karam mo to nyine kam pour eta yekodo nyine yekodo soto e do ko soto yekodo soto e balu bari not ngata karam mo do ngana nganna banko develop jama so nyumu mirati mi alongonte amira insula bake banko ming ikata inyante la bankol faham de la kaje ko fewo fembe banku dol kan sa soto no janne sa ske no janne bare wo banko kala mol korom bombo ke bajonyo kan ke ki dulado do wala eta banku dol kan and wala taro je fana bi ka garanti ko mbal tankala nyinni sabto la belare communal ta double tar la wala nyam boy ndela jeroto mamira alaka mistake Gambia sulata fewo fenna pour Gambia dingo e baluje abijela ab Gambia banko kan what is a fact ndol base d'accord no wala jan because fatal line mu fennete mi alonko Gambia ko sulata wala pour ka balu kono so pour mansa kunna fanan kanyin sim fata ni aji bentala jero do mansa kunna dogolal mo katara jela pour ibe kodo soto la nyame but not iba banko sambala nyame so dim mol kana ka si fo ka kambe ka fo konna banku dingol mol kila dulal te ta da pre do ko nyine je kodo soto al nga wajji be ñoo feba wala mum banku si fati banko mi ala nyanta ko create la pour ka je ko ala yentol ke jana nga basoto le nga banku fatal line soto le hani bi o banko ke la molta e ke bajo sol iten dol be batu babdu nga jela jankata ma nyame duto abuka fale nyamma anytime lafta duto le ka soto le lemuno bu fale nyam bar anytime lafta lemuno la e ka soto le tuba mu ñoo buka fale nyam bar any wol be e ke soto le wol ka ba mun dole ka bu dame
all year round
na mira ndol man problem so ndol fangol problem on we are ndol fangol problem so problem ba regulate la nyame not ka gambe dingol bonde gambe yeta do ko nyine banta no one that's not the solution, it's not the way forward because ni woke you akamulu neko nyim nyaton gol min bije wol akamul neko say nge o minna ngokele la tala nga tamo silo yelele Spain fanam bina na because ni be banko molta abuka kenyim mo ko to ngol de mol min yalon ko sulata funding ke age range min bije ka sula wala Spain fanam nara wasifal banko min ko okay tamalo wo banko sifanya di ko don ma nyamendi because already in sulata min nan kata min nyine ngoso don yale so ndamalo what need to do
linga wax la xam nga pour liggéey réew nekkul loo xam ne dafa yomba ñi bari comme li nga wax ne su leen nguur gi jëlee liggéey ñoom demuñ foofu pour liggéeyal réew mi dañ dem pour liggéeyal seen boppa pour ñu barke moo tax da nga gis ne koo xam ne employé nañ la démba yaa ngi doon dawal cycle suñ la employé te yaa ngi dawal henna rider o moto so waaye dëkk bi nga liggéeyal henna community bi nga liggéeyal henna ñooñu suñ amoon public pompe boo ko seetloo pompe boobu dafa yàqu du fa nekkaat dañooy delluwaat ci teen yi mu ngi mel ni ñi liggéey ci nguur gi ñi ci ëpp doole seen boppa lañ fa nekkal so loolu nag foog naa njiiti réew mi war na cee gëstu because nit ki soo nekkee njiit nga am ay ñoo xam ne ñu ngi sa gannaaw su yaxu-yaxu bi bare boo ci deful dara o waxuloo ci bu ëllëgee yow lañu njiit yëpp because yow lañu wax yow yaay njiit bi lu tax lii bi mu doon am o yaa ngi koy dégga boo ko gisutee dégga nga ko o boo ko gisee xam nga yan tànka nga ci jël pour saafaral ko so yooyu su amutee rek fool bi ak blame bi yëpp dafay delluwaat ci nguur gi even su fekkee ne am nga good intention sa pour liggéey réew mi waaye nit ñi dañoo gis ne yow taawuloo taawaay boobu so fu mu nekk nii loolu moo nekk issue bi at home soxla nañ baro mu fippeeku because Ousainou Darboe bi mu jógee America wax nañ yu bari yoo xam ne am nañ solo lool baro tamit tontu na waaye man si suma gis-gis tontu ko nim ko waroon na tontu for instance laajte na kan lañ jaay dat bank ak ñaata lañ ko jaayee so ñu bari ñu ngi génn di wane loolu du affaire yi Ousainou Darboe waruta laajte yu mel noonu war na ko laajte because opposition leader la te man si suma gis-gis bu gàtta opposition for me is a government in waiting so loo gis government baa ngi def loo xam ne xam nga du yoon o xam nga jubluwut ci loo xam ne dafay sakkanal o dafay yóbbu askan bi ci kanam war nga ko toog ngay yedda ko delloo ko jubantil ko loolu mooy rôle opposition loolu bu amutee nit ñi ñu xool ne waaw léegi de kii li moo wax am na solo suñ nguur gi fi mu nekk nii nekkuñ di demee tànk yoo xam ne noonu lañ ko expecté bon xen na nañ ñëw ñu soppi suñ doxin seet naka la ñuy defee ndax réew mi dem ci kanam so loolu dafa am solo si biir dëkk bi so léegi-léegi nga dégga mu wax waaw nit ñaa ngi ko saboté man su ma nekkee président ma feel ne Aziz Bojang even though suma boss la waaye nekku di yóbbu police bi ni mu ko war a yóbboo dinaa ko fa génne ma jël Bamba duma xool ne suma xarit la o suma am di jàmm la woon o am nañ colère because liggéey bee ñu boole soo na doxal liggéey bi ni ma ko sante te xam nga soo ko sante liggéey bul ne waa óolu nga ko am nga yaakaar ne dina def liggéey ji ba tax yow doo gëstu kooku nga seet nemmeeku ko seet ni moo liggéeyee nga dem di xam nga xoolal sa boppa di laajte di xool ndax liggéey bi niñ ko defee ñu ngi ko defee ak yooyu comme gis nañ ne am na génnoon na di dem boori bundum di seet yoon bi li ñoo liggéeyee loolu rafetlu nañ ko waaye government department is tamit na dem nemmeeku ci ñooñu ñu dem seet for instance Minister of Works dem seet ok apart from yoon yi lan ak lan like ferry bi dem tey maa ngi gis benn Jahandat FM ama Mariama Jallow mu ngi wax ne Kunta Kinte ferry bi léegi is very fast so boobu léegi ay 25 minutes 30 minutes which is quite good so these are all things yoo xam ne yow borom réew mi war ngaa dem di seet yooyu am na benn misaal bi lifin am na benn meeting bi mu doon wax ne léegi nawet dañ am generators yoo xam ne dañ am doole ba am na yoo xam ne dañ leen fay so NAWEC was xam nga mu ngi mel ni NAWEC is kind of is 100% seen capacity seen supply bi waruñu am problème si diggante bi rek courant ne kamaj mu ne courant dafa dem so xam nga loolu is very contradictory yow jeexal
Souleymane non déglu leen Souleymane duma Barrow ñaaw dama yaakaar ne ñaari clip lañ dog connect leen fa mu waxee ne am nañ courant bu doy am doon waxee ci meeting bi courant dem waaye dañ leen connect so dafay mel ni dafa am waaye dafa am leen rek lu ma bëggoon a yokka ci li nga wax ma xal koo kii li nga ne li Ousainou Darboe laajte ñaata lañ jaayee banque bi nga ne Ousainou war na ko laaj ndax opposition la man nanguwuma foofu Ousainou war na koo laaj loolu lu war la pour Gambian si yëpp Ousainou laajtewu ko sax in his capacity as opposition leader banque boobu bu dee Gambia am na ci wàll ñu ko jaay li Ousainou Darboe laajte ku ne waroon na koo mun a laaj soo waruñ koo gisee ne opposition leader la lu askan wi bokk boo demee ba di ko jaay war naa mun a leer war ngaa mun a yëgal askan wi kon loolu lu important la pour ñu taxaw ci ñu clair ko leneen li ma bugg a wax mooy suñu programme bi tey du bëri daraja ndax ñi ñoo déglu dañoo ne ñi xamuñ seen boppa bu bitim réew naxaree lu tax ñibbisiwuñu xam nga ñii dañ ñu bugg a añaanee ndax maa ngi remember ay at ci gannaaw suma benn xale rakki Essa Faal moo suma jarbaat ñoo yarondoor so suma xale saa yu mu ñëwee daf may seeti in Gambia mu ñëwoon benn dee fekk fa suma yenn xale xam nga mu ne leen suma raka toog leen bitim réew neexut xam nga luñ ko yow génnal fii waay yow bu bitim réew naxaree lu tax ñibbisiwuloo xam nga li may wax soo di nga gis ne tey suñ programme buñ cee wax nañ wax te yàlla tax waaye dina am ñu bari ñoo xam ne dinañu ŋaañe waaye loolu yëpp li ko waral mooy tekki Gambia ci boppam moo yombul ndax tey soo nekkee baykat surtout baykat ci contexte Gambia boo moytu jabar sa doo ko am ndax bay ci boppam moo amul value napakat noonu of course
Aziz daguma sa wax foofu noonu Aziz balal ma nag yow foog nga ne lu waral loolu te loolu naka lañ ko mën a saafara
waaw léegi loolu laa bugg a indi waaye xam nga fu mu jaar ma indi exemple bi agum understand nga tey noo baya bay num naata naat market bi nekku fa market bi nekk Gambia purchasing power bi dafa tuuti ndax mënuloo jaay sa njaay ci njëg boo xam ne Gambian bi mënu koo jënda te yow marché boobu rek nga am kon pour génn ci loolu dafay metti carpentry noonu
I think problem bi mooy ne
waaw Souleymane dama ko bugg a saafaral tuuti rek xam nga su fekkoon ne tey fulal nañu métier waxuma informal training waaye nañ ko formalize nga xam ne tey carpenter bi bu la defaralee lal dina mel ni lal bi nga xam ne moo jógee réewi tubaab amaat na sa waa réewi tubaab ñooy order lal from the Gambia pour jaay ko fele waaye amuñu loolu soo demee ci suñ when you go to our say art centers yi ñi yeta these craftsmen they are very good at it why when you compare that to others xam nga better the same key being they use is what they are using
Aziz
so let me come so
I know why balanga romba fi balanga romba
okay.
xam nga Gambian bi Aziz yow si li nga foog what do you think Gambian bi lu tax muy xeeb boppam all the time dafa anything Gambian we're not proud of it anything Gambian lu tax loolu Aziz why is that
waaw loolu nag foofu la government waroon a ñëw because government itself has made it so that if you don't work in government if you don't wear a tie if you are not in a white collar job no matter how much you earn you are not respected. Government has to change that. Then when the carpenter earns more than the director working in office, people will change. Because fee man, how am I in Europe? Why man not America? Be magis. Gis nga these Ford trucks you magi, SUVs you magi, trades nyoko de dawa. Ni wacha rahasu. Danagis a carpenter earns more than a university professor. Because university professor, you spend maybe 3 months, 4 months researching a paper. Carpenter bi dafay wàcce léegi ñu call ko ne ko am na lu yaaxu fii mu dem defaral professor bi charge ko loo xam ne it takes a professor's maybe a day's pay pour mu fay loolu 1 hour to the carpenter. ñun tolloo guñu foofu te war nañ faa mun a tolloo su government focus on skills training te waxuma this informal yu jox la benn kii nga dem def benn centre Gambi Sara ut fa ñaari xama nga ne yaa ngi train carpentry no we should be able to train Gambians to the extent jamono juñ tollu just one ma laan rek jamono juñ tollu you can be in the Gambia and working for Microsoft in US.
Okay.
You can be in Gambia and working for Nakalati, Apple, working for other big companies. Big
Amazon and
yalong Alen Sodomande Mustafa albe men kachaka ngamoyle altada fal dunta make a bank la kokon. Yo ando kumaya batale Mustafa Aziz Anen Suleiman Ndolu at Sky Power Jang Lokita Baka we have 2 former senior police officers here. Mbele nga lonko Gambia Mansakunda warang Gambia Dingolo Ndole nga 100% ownership soto with Megabank 100%. It's a commercial bank me alonko Gambia a 100% ownership lesoto and the bank prides itself with institution built on global best practice. So ning atara wole be caring banko nyingi nata wafi Congolese company ma ngamira ndolbe nka Yaya Jamela Mansakunda accused of corruption, lack of transparency, accountability and probity and all stuff. Na to sifa bele la Yaya Jamela Mansakunda. Okay. Comme sole même vodon Usenu Dabo ya ko nyininka but before Usenu nali coffee time la moy la resi se follow le ya fono for this bank has been sold. Ning alie banko dingol la fengo wafi. Alia wafi men na banko dingol le nyanto soto le ka long. Alia wafi jumale ma ande alia wafi kan jumale kan. Banki nyinga be boy kan ne bank. Because yalo nyine keta yalo Gambia ndola problem men de Aziz. Kabirin commercial bank wato. Ntolu fengo fe na ya tra private global le ke la fengo maboje. Gambia tubabu karane ulu ke nyalo jele kampurka jetinya. Akan jahale la akan te surprise personally. Ni mega bank men veleteng before mega bank ya take over because mega bank ni ajube duntela akaip kono. Iba jele lako at least they were doing well. $600 million was invested. Within less than 1.5 years, they invested another 600 million. Yalo mukori jama balete. That's $120 million. Nyimbanko nyimbiri ya wafi jumale ya wafi. Anungambe di ulbe nyakasi la nyene mo isol ka fo modul ko munana usenu dabo be nyine nkala. You see, sometimes Mustafa ekak jahali banko la pora. Banko di wala fengo ni ya wafi ni banko di wala nyine karo ka molu ka batara ya no ikalo ika kulubali ya ika fo munana nete ka nyine nka. Ininde be dentamen. Nite be le tamu nyim fengo. Mbeji mbungo kono nye mbungo wafi nkala bungo men kono nte mamba kalama mol nate noti so jolo mbungo kono iko alinyanta funti lale nga nyini nkaro ke kafo nyeko ika unyini nka munela anunte nitele denda jointly to build this house ikonte nga mulanti nante ka unyini nka yalo itabe fitina mbodlola ite mari museta nol te fam ite mari malla fi kairola because handi ya wafi le pur banko na fasoto koloto. The citizens' property, they have a right to know. Come back to those people and tell them, look, Banko Nyingajila Bitaka Nyameng, Managing Director Momodou Njai, or Momodou Njai Fomoina as Managing Director to explain to the Gambian people what had happened, what went wrong. Why would the bank be 100% Gambian ownership and all of a sudden it is sold 100%? Imam part from Wafi, the Yabele Wafi, to a Congolese enterprise. Wobe keno la nyadile in the Gambia moluka hanyi Gambia dingulu ikaw ko fasa and which is
Bamba. Yeah, okay, go on.
Yalongo ni aje jama akake bankol minu yalonko banku dingol la hamro amanyirwa bake especially la karota because mbeka for freedom, democracy, freedom of speech, etc. But Jamal Bije, even ila own rights all as citizens, ila obligation on constitutional empowerment imalong. So politically, they are not conscious, they are not aware. And wole mutonya amanke mbemu kajebeka o mbemu nenika. Bari mo ni man faham do imam faham. Bari mo ni fahamuta. Yela luha long yela nyanto long wo banko kang andung iyalong ko mansa kundade itele mu mansa kundati andung president ngonying itele ya president yandi andung itele ba bundi nola kom ikafo ka mansa tulong andung ka bundi so ni wolong hanni be mansa bala ibuka sila katonya fo mansa e bari ni aje wopuka ke banko kono because na fahamro mam yirwa fo pareta jama kom mbenga fo nyameng at the beginning minu be mansa kundato ni tangotang kononto be ibe fango yeleje imantara banko nyini maybe clean ne bije mi alon ko goka doko ke banko e andung aka balu ala tarola bay na banki woti obviously mansate hanyila ay kuo ke mi alon ko ay ate ayalon ko anyama ma sondo mo mantinyablu kom ala banku dingol la kala mutaro wo yirwatale andu ikalo ila nyanto kan ikawo kanta bake mansate hani la ka kuol ke miyalon ko ni banku dingol wo kala muta asi asi keno ala funtindiro mansa yakono.
Okay, so okay, banku dingol ma fam basay ite amara minan na mansa ka hani ka woke mola nyaton kol minan ne ka hani ka woke mola
Well,
why
because mote hold accountable. Mote
Masai.
je mimbe hold accountable.
sa keno nyaade to hold them accountable because National Assembly will be will na fa dango doyan saying what can we do so mine keno moving forward
Belle nyantan political awareness increase lale. Nyantan na rights will understand nale. Nyantan na responsibilities will learn nale. Nga bankola lualong nga general order so long so that nsin banko tankano nsin leaders will hold no accountable. Because ni womanke Bamba Bendejela as NPP, Ndebajela as UDP. So what would rivalry Katarajele? And we cannot see beyond that political alignment until we are all working for the same thing, the betterment of the country.
Yeah.
But the only difference is we are all supporting different political parties with different manifestos and political agenda. But in Bay, it's like there are so many ways. Is itano Banjul, is ibono bara yena Banjul, is ibono Serekunda yena Banjul, is ibono Bakau yena Banjul. There are several ways to reach Banjul.
Okay, so imamera Gambian go from a political party or politic party yamara Gambian go ya understand never.
There are few people along because near political party soldier, Jama, they're not educating their followers. Because in political is just not kata platform to ka for ha baro manyinke or lawyer dabo manyinke or baro nyim for lawyer, but you need to like doi kaminke. It takes a process. For ye mol karandi. Ila right soul, munemu mansa kundati, munemu president la responsibility, munemu minister la responsibility, munemu deputy la responsibility, munemu alcalo la responsibility, so that mube ye will faham ya understand ko nyin collectively wolemu mansa kundati, including yourself.
What I'm saying, nyaton gol be, political party nyaton gol be, they all the same. It be in a far down water because how long political be care in Gambia? Honey be mola fahamo mamfuta o level or honey be mulbuka along munemola nyanto the munemola right. Hansai kaneka
ani Mustafa Mulia
no.
Mulia lonne.
No, imalong because ni long bamba. Ni long come ite ya funyameng. That bank long ko Gambian. How many Gambians long ko? That bank government has 100% ownership of.
But let me come in. That's where left Purka Gambian ol hakilo bulandi. Yalo nyim bank nyim previously it was BICI. Ningale history no ma BICI bank le munyentino. Before what was Senegalese solu, they have a share there, and Gambian will be complaining. Nal hakilo baka ya jamela time. Gambian will be complaining. Senegalese management has taken over. For banking, started changing names. Yake IBCT. What out yake PHB bank Keystone. Bira about la nata ke mega bank. You understand? So because of a toll like a falling. Molu kap fili because Gambian ol konkole bentola mola Mustafa alinga wo understand Gambian ol ke mira balwola so ni mol ko mole ko mega bank dol ba fala woto be mintol wol mo BICIT so fonga bula nyu kono male nga tumburin tama nga jube ni ko ni
the question is how many Gambians are aware of that?
Because of name changes, wala na Gambian jama
name change kita bamba. In Europe here or America or other places, molu kamino use as a yardstick to measure development in the Gambia. Ni changes kita mol kalone. And ika publicize le agatara in the parliament ika discourse before kuole ke ika debate ke before finally agreement ke anu agreement kita all the newspapers would be interested ibeka publicly but in here you be even tell na media houses all they're all kind of divided in a way. They are aligned to NPP, these are aligned to UDP. So even in a news production on Neko, this is not kind of a media house. Mia Lonko is in Namanke that Mustafa K. Daboti, who is an investigative journalist. Mia Lonko, Akakuo Kisi, irrespective of political alignment. So aka cool mom aka investigate. So near na journalist all serious tanung. They were true journalists. Wolle be nyim mutala ko isaje ye citizenol inform. Mansa kunda de fele e pareta kanyin banko wafi. Nyinne mu nyinna mala nyantolti al tele tamoting ye cool be fomole. Radio to newspaper so so people will be aware. But in newspaper jumale otopoto je jumale as a responsibility can make soko the Gambian public are informed about this.
So in summary, nying politic party nyaton gol be ibinyana purka mol nene because
no, I disagree.
No, julogula balem babula julola. They are all coming purka foe ali carte dinna nga barke altete. Willem, even ning lawyer dabo sita je sama is the same thing baro coming kabe wole kela.
I totally disagree.
Why?
I totally disagree.
How would you work different from
Mustafa? Mbukala fi na generalization ke because niyo ke katalalu te motivate la.
No, but Asis, Katalal J, they are just 1 out of 10. So we need to generalize.
Hanso dorong, yalong ite fangola diamo koneko, yaje komansa kunda do kulal be fangole bari dolu beje ika katale, ifango fojani.
Out of every 10 killing ne bije. So
bari silan, niya be ke boli killing, ye be fay, menul ka kata ite any motivation sotola. Adoyata nyaw nsa point out wo kuma yata back problem mu menti fanan bi political manipulation futata dame momo katonya fo ba falete man ku kendo ngani bankoe. I'm coming back to mune yatinna ibukafo wala imafu nyimbank la kuo ni records jibe ibina atarla mo yafu. Bari hani Mustafa swandi nyolu me ya lonko ika some of these things fintindi mwono ke jenya dile tonya fola o man kairo ngani ya bankoe atemu UDP leti wadla UDP le yaki aduniyo fo watu watintolka fole sallallahu amin.
Okay.
Fulanjamo Gambia no fango man dali karamola ko men ka safe bukoto kaitoto niko Gambia no libe kunina ni wola imang leadership culture soto menul karante la karango fana man jamfa
radio bije television bije
yalo Suleiman mbatu nga kuonyin diagnose nte mbuka la finna MPP UDP nte akuo kamfenke nte mu UDP leti mobe wolo bari mbuka la finimbe sirin ko meya lonko banko bella kuomu nte ka UDP luneto ta wala ka MPP luneto ta nte buka pare wala
no bar ati alimbadumba yalo alimbala alinjanin de mina Mustafa so do man ndoro yalo napta nyindula ne klendela yalo Suleiman nyolu ikane la talo lanto la taloto they are the ones empowered by the Gambia. No Suleiman so do man no matu NPP kane la talo lanto la taloto. They are the ones empowered by the Gambian people to look after the affairs of the Gambian coffers. What do no be told bulun told we are an opposition told me mantra ko killing told bankola na float and told come on for crying out loud.
That is a very lame political excuse. Anywhere oppositional
Kabirin 2014. Kabirin 2014. No,
I am different from the government because
before Mustafa Ina, so you were moderating. And we allowed you. So let me learn. Kabirin 2014, the Central Bank of the Gambia has taken over the mega bank. Kabirin 2014. You understand? Gambia man sakunda ni lafta purka mega bank wati. Tefo buka understand ning barola ni national puntum patang ni e fay bankola kofats kono ye dal ni non ni kol be dundi purka banko dingol susu ni molu findira do safoko ha bar na len tol faram bonni je albe ni UDP be mu kilon alni tol be kilin keno la kilin nyadi how abe keno dem tol nalbe coalition man sakunda ko wato men the unprecedented development projects men nata Gambia birin tol nal bota nyokan what stop tale tol da ka kafula skyrocketing every day atol bor ka baro ma ka ko ha tay man boto be tembo be sa daji ta baro ka mani saw baro man NPP fon la dinul ka fo ama me fam birin president baro nyanta nala ka bona UN meeting la ila forum te ba fo kan ko ha iko alkali mo tambondi bari tol de moto provide la mo fon le be moto provide mo furi jumale be okela ali mo dalen ni men na sayinga alkali be bondi la because what you people did was I love to call le talaka Gambia do la for asam because ali alone they are poor ila integrity ni la fonko nying is at risk because of poverty because keba koto yeddin kolonto su sokono itata yai sata kono fo jandim fitir ma fawo imam dal su lulo fawo to be men sana mani potola ni tani mobe da koy ko madunga 500 dila ye baro sopon ye mire la dimbal la ye mira kole ala ye mira fonko ita ala ku fo mira la je
mota folo no ita sila no ya foko is the way forward for
no Mustafa, that's not the way forward. But what I'm trying to say is I would not sit down here and allow NPP to put their pain on us because it all Gambia to the
no Bamba nim bankola ko na ngamra nyanda jibira ni NPP ni UDP ko ale wo bondi je nga banko
no, bari they shouldn't say ko ani UDP nata nyinamu UDP man na follow you cannot you cannot preempt what has not come femme mam futa follow ito preempt nola na lafta pour ka proof let them give chance to UDP
kana fo itelle ya fo
bari demo NPP lati NPP da kanole be lay ka fo NPP da kanole ni aful do ba fala NPP
nte manke NPP la spokesperson nolti
for NPP spokesperson na battle bulu fatul ka spokesperson sotol alla spokesperson kabirali aboni minister la keta mumu nauti complete la kadia
bamba linde so silang
okay all right nay nimbara
yeah
Nimbara welcome
Alnimbara la barka sorry kule kasiasa we cannot control kulka tight so nata a little bit late nga go diamo I mean kol dulabe kandiring nata gadula kan yalo Suleiman ning bamba Mbalbe kontona be Suleiman kontona be bamba kontona and Aziz Fana ani Mustafa ngaye bi Suleiman bi o ye alajile
bamba lafna alaji atinyala bi
bamba du kare kanala alaji
hani hiji kande sisa ila pole mdroba ni wonde hani hiji kalore balamba wa fula kumoto
bamba la tro ya kadatinya bari ngajo ko diabo mala okay man topico je baake but just ka je albe discussion o menke kan it looks like ni lafta ko be julanka everything aka politicize the whole politicization of Gambia, no, even honey poverty, fuarea, saying a politicize ale Gambia kono. Ni ajube ka use even honey resources all me along kona taxpayers all la kodo. Molka na mo menjo. Ofongo a politicize ale jamale nyanta sotola, jamale manyana sotola. Jamale nyanta benefit leje, jamale manyanta benefit leje. Jamale nyanta doko sotola, jamale manyanta doko sotola. Fuare fanan jamale nyanta fuare yala jamale nyanta doko so jamale nyanta domorokela so ngamira board assisting Mustafa Fanayafule fonga politico bondi nyun kolto because Gambia futata tembo mento sai it's like life and death what situation o mento fa saya anim baluo mbe wo situation olton anonin sita fon na leader soul or na political leader soul or political ka call politicize me alon ko molla fenkolem niol be larinje woka sad bakere because ndega mem for all the time come for mole wole muko president Barrow nga electiono ngate le tambindi vota tele nga carte fay president Barrow la UDP len wo PDOIS len wo Mama Kande len wo wol Gambian all have a chance sotole pour que vote in ka carte faye wala kana faye katu ila tamar ye jele already bari nga karto di momen na membe sirinje mba jola mba domarindila mba feta fatala be kol be kelala nte wole la koyente nafu because at least nyim parti dol Gambia no le time so de pour carte faydula fo ko mta dile la fo mba dile bari nyimbe sirin jele anina naflo and then banko mantara tamaka momo be Gambia honestly yalon ko banko mantara tala because kol manyata tala nyama and mente diming and men kam balo fa fanan ko President Barrow inene buka moy diamula foni UDP diamuta inene buka moy respond la banko la call to men kat call men be ke kam banko to foni UDP mamanta
They just hold it there nga moje a commenter online ako Barrow kataria dabo jabila nyame naka Gambia issues address wo nyama denum betambila janna.
Exactly, because ndeka wole foko ikamira ko UDP le Barrow elect ya keje UDP le karto faibalo ye kay ko siye banko dada because President Barrow tengaje mol fata janne dindingol banta janne maja e diam back way hani jomay dindi merento kabring dindingol tuta bato jomay wulta tata je President Barrow mbukamoy and hanala ministers hani youth hani foreign affairs buka mole moy bari ni UDP diam to drong Barrow ka fintina na ay jabiroke wotumo len tol kalon ko fang Barrow la programol ha kat wotumo la kana nganyinke
wallahi
ay President Barrow the question is akadoko ke jamale because President Barrow man Gambia dingol la interesto ame bunya ame horma ame respect ni Gambia dingol fongo diamuta ni criticize ika fole ko ite monke banku dim betoti banku din kurungol lekate criticize so ite mu jamaleti ite be banko borindi la jamale President Barrow be President yala jamale because we question of for Gambia no for seeing our understand because nin tambita kolal because ya jame ya use jane what time o kabrimbe kelela ya jame against ya jame what time of ika for diaspora what time o diaspora man ke ding betolti diaspora le ka Gambia to tinya abotaje of course political party UDP nyol nata ja UDP diaspora so the same thing no wole be repeat kan Barrow be hide kan abe nukun kan diaspora ani UDP abe nukun kan wole kono andu woman katele do koti Barrow nyanta accept la ko molba criticize le MPP nyanta accept la ko molbe criticize le because nga tonya fonyoe majority of people mebe do ko la mansa kundato ima londo soto ima akarang ima faham ima understand hanna manke tubab karongati hani Gambia fongo banko nyanta borila nyameng locally hani manta karambungoto wo basic wo tetol fongoto ibe jele ifankum ibe la interest le je ibe tarala je ibe kodo tala ibe naflo tala so ntol nyanta sila le ngafoko wati ni momo ye Barrow criticize why is it that mbatala mbafaloko ida imu UDP leti or imu diaspora ti man la fi Barrow la because nyanta tambila wala le sai because ni want to Barrow be nyimbanko aba tunen kanne so andu man la fi ngatara siri wo situation fo banko e tunen den ngana fo ko okay almbi sai ngakafo hani wato sitale sai pour mbe si ngafo ko hey même mutonyati mbe alon ko Marseille man dia mbe alon ko school fees wol be je dindingol man tara tra la nga resort so jele nga education resource so je bi ale trafficking call jele nga jele ko Gambia fo mo saying trafficking centale mo say because intega documentary do jubi amamme BBC ba fintindla Gambia tobi je ba hola ko dindingol ta ke trafficking nati Gambia ke bundi Freetown ke nati Gambia I was shocked Birkama clearly mentioned in documentary so internationally for ngon tol ngana everything ne lose na innocent the smiling cause abele tata sa indol nyanta wala discourse la nyanta kala nyaadile nyanta kala yabde Barrow be siri njang na namo batele bulu na aranke so babule anda be julol tala aba tala fo say moldo fanka foko dol me yalon ko imang ibuke me jono say iba fela ko ghost work as e mol mentara me yalon ko ibe lisoto e mantara je of course Suleiman ya fole Mustafa ka foko ye la 2017 3011 ye wolle findin saying again mune be caring cool men be caring banko to asiatale you are talking of ghost workers iba fula trafficking iba fula e kodol membe tapale iba fala mol membe be fare iba fala constitution no me alon ko ya hijack baro ya hijack ayaka tat
Okay. Mira imamira saying don't be in se will no janne nga encourage ko al nga geraw ke ba
mola right le woti yes
Don't
right.
I don't think Gerewing is the solution to the situation. I think Nyantanyo remind Nale we need to educate each other. We need to continue having this civic education program. Like of course UDP is doing very well on that ground. Like Larry Cisse almost every time Nitata Jana Ikafunyadi with that program with Peter Gomez. So Akatara coffee time. So Akatara coffee time le, and then he discussed so many other things. Mia Lonko, Gambian will menukal will listen jama because ala audience ning saying abi grokan will are getting aware of what is happening. But the problem muneti wolem until na commitment and inner responsibility purka water because a manyan na jubela drong be assist abendukula 500 or abendukula 1000 or abendukula 10,000 nyanta assist whole accountable nyamenta whole because wo 1000 or abe mindila wo mwila kodo leti moke la kodo sunya ka dila. It's like itila kodo yake la kalpe la poso kono nata nge pickpocket nata nga $5 o nga $10 dila. So I'm not being nice to you. I'm giving back something that I stole from you. But if you are conscious, ya lonko na kodo benna jibo kono andung ye hakilo tuje mote na yela kodo sunya because na bulo nyinda dong ikalon ko nyinna intention nominate andung isa stop no before I act okay. So until nyanta wulle kela political nyanta ni politic banda. This is where I am different from many Gambians, and I don't care whether they appreciate me or not. Ning political banda ni tonya fo nata afo ye fa sinya killing inila foroya yeta alakira dan ye balu wuliya kono ye balu silango kono ye balu batraya kono. Because ika politician on support ni lafta la ika support tonya lekan na ye kuo ke miya lonka manke tonya ya fa ye minke tonya je hani kese clean inyanta nyinne kela because ita criticize la dong inyanta solution of finance solo lale ya fa ye nyinne mu solution oti problem ofele bari solution ofele na ya geko amata yalo ko nying amanke politician kendoti then yeta do nyini. So until nyanta na responsibility lonna, nyanta na obligation lonna, nyanta lonna ko mansa ntele nga sindi. Andung government mansa kunda ntele mansa kundati.
Okay, Ndeye.
Mute. Yes, I agree, Suleiman. Ko people civic education nyanta kela le nyanta nying awareness kela. What is a very important ko fonga mol ya long. Saying even Suleiman kafoko okay people nyanta ila nyanto lon nale but ni ma long how problem of an bijele. I agree civic education we will address it but mol fongole me la nyanto long ko ha ni munna right leti ni ajube fong hani be social media ye kudol criticize mol ba fele ko ha bari ni nyantale ngajelo ko yes afero okay about this company nying the Turkish company me alko government ye 80% dealer fabreta ay 30 years dealer you know to hold this
and so Senegalese will baile
and then more bafola you listen read comments people bafoka ko ha bari ni le fisatan to la multi na mol ma keno so this people will be good that understanding so and until again back to the politician no la political system o ay na moltale ake gena ignorante aka kele buka cool understand ake not malo ika funya di mandika comfort ake mutale aye tale aye blind and that's the political system we are and hani gael moy nibe diamula ikalonko they are talking to even can no more keep again so ignorant about member caring. So mol katale for that religion fanang anatale ayo sembentu ya because ni ko be kudo vole ko alalem alale nyimfo alale atna nyinketa alale nyindi nyinna alale nyinke presidenti alale nyinke ministre so ite ala sosuna. So these two, the whole political system and the religion will nata e collide together kantola mol gena nyabiti ke nyaku. So civic education Suleiman nga agree exactly with him, but mojo le kawoke bankot mojo lebe wile even the state should be involved because coming to school, I remember we used to have civic education, we used to have government civil education school also. How much is the government also willing to do that? Because masakunda fana kujama bet kujama de yes civil society sa kenole journalists also dunje but ni masakunda who have the chunk of the budget even niaje ko activists all from civil society yebe poverty ndile fo yalonko jamaa katara they have to dance to their tune bi kuno nimbama be diamula be talk about foroya anu mero ba ko yalo alama alaye mo be tanka poverty la yanna yalla musal ku neka ñaka nga fo mero ko yeah but ku ñaka sa war nga am gor you know all of a sudden mero ko ñako you know what aji amna yena ñaka yo xamne daf de jël sa ngor yanna ñu yalla musal si ñaka so you see that conversation, that thing. So now when they keep our people poor and keep them poor, it goes to a point because mbafala men ga ko ha de handaw tay bobu non ñun biñ nekké xalel amna ñoo xamne dañ ñaka way dañ am seen gor mu ne aji dafa fekk agut fa so these are some of these things and our politicians they know this, they keep us poor, keep Gambia jube fango. Even our businessmen, young business people, they will develop ibela contribute in entrepreneurship come more lift ndol na businessmen all fango jani be kontan la yebola ndey noma abe sola ibe block silai. That's the kind of people we have, entrepreneur people who should even contribute. But young ita mo ila fang hani politician ko do dila ni kuki that will put it in an organization, civil society lem wala association hani businessmen all they give where until a project go. The main funder that used to even fund us, main, is a business shipping company that spent 700,000 for 5 good years giving us funding because he believed the work we do is also good for the society. We are talking about diversity and inclusion. We don't have those businesses even in Gambia. Everything is about identity in Telem. So we have funga move jedal.
Yes, Kadim.
Hello, Mustafa, ni hakilo bakan serum. Ni nanaka medical equipment school kachano.
Yes.
Empire Laboratory member America over $3 million worth of masingol. Full laboratory. Masing kuta meni alonko mobulo naneme maibe kaito lekono. Ye Gambia dimul swala in America. Mustafa, guess what? Nga fundraising kele wo masingulu nge be transport ke Samba Gambia. 15 million people anyanta wale diagnosed la in 1 year. Those machines. More million tang ani lulu. Gambia la population is almost 3 million or less. Berin na moli ye suffer okay. Nigeria ye suffer okay. Burkina Faso ye suffer okay. West Africa banko le suffer okay. Puri masingulu dila. Gambia ntolonga itande control, we don't have any mineral resource fenten tolobulu. Nintolonga masingo soto Senegal fanankana, Mali fanankana, abe income generate lale, health wise. Alin sonyim masingol. Whatever they gave it to Roth wholeheartedly, the general manager, the CEO, ako Gambia la presentation, Lamin Drame presentation is one of the best and very convincing. Ako as a result, Gambia is a hope. Abe Gambia jubela as a testing. Mustafa ngao masingul Samba Gambia. Nga hand over to the government. Politique data je fen data je. Nga Dr. Jani mbat ntabe tarla Dr. Jani tentula all the time. Nim mola mo kuno mo ntela mo kendole. Because Dr. Jani alota wo kuola bake. Pour kaje masingul nyunu ye fero kata ye fix. They are still parked at Ndemban Clinic for 1 year. And those machines work on technological phone call them. Matimulu ni tate meta inate fix imanta mai safo nyune masin kotole di mola andu masin kuto bulo na mama ngo Gambia ndolbe kumbola Mustafa bin tola molu kata mobuka jarano Gambia certain diagnosis ni ade kan you have to leave the country ni te asembo soto Suleimani asembo soto Asisi asembo soto Ndeye asembo soto maybe ntama soto where do I stand control buka ci kanyin sifal mira banko na banko nyin modol beje wolu sembo ma wala ko te sembo warta nyame yalo Mustafa ndey kanyin membe fote Mustafa mune mu Gambia la problème adumo ala mutabalia yaje hani kanyin dino membe politicize teng ala le kar tambindi ala le fenke ala ngabulano ma be fania ala le hani firaona ala le atambindi muna nay Musa kiyaka ani namuruj ala le atambindi nko alkanyin annabiyomo jeti aje duniya kono ala ya ki mansa kewlu kan marallanu nakila men fomu annabiyomo labaw Abu Jahil ñol be jele wotuma wallel mo amirul makkati wolle marta makala sembole be bulu so sila ning atara bi itolo ka fundi ka fonye ko ha alinga kari bulaje alale ya tambindi fo alale ma yaya jambe tambindi biri ko alinga bulaje mol man so ya bondi je isa unte itate bulata nyin dom fanano may ka fo man saw man sanata ndolbe tarla wole no ma wo man ke to nyati Mustafa yalo Gambia fonga hanyile ka to nya fo nyoy na dina mu nyato gol fana they are not helping alama fo moy bula nyato ko no manama ke kude alamo nyaton ko inanta ma ko ilale yadde ma yedino itandala ko tapale aka mo sio kuntule aka mo dundi jahnabale ni ka kawandi e ka nyaton ko ka kebare mo men kalo almamo men kalo aka fo almo la ko sunya bula you know what happened SIS le akumandi e ka ibe menke kan tolmaje ko be kawando le be political anda baka fe fa ka fole albanko ko sunya bula.
Yeah, you have those have a thick skin.
Exactly. Ako ko sunya bula ika kumandi ka fay ko ika mem fo imantara kawandi lebe political. Fay mo le tofo. Ni ta buka banko ko sunya, why are you offended? Ndey jobale buka banko ko sunya. Why would wala almamo la fo ka banko ko sunya bula ben dey dimila for what? Aka men dimi tel ka sunya, that's why ake dimi. Na me dimi ta buto dey.
I remind story dol kedo letata hoteloto a wurita sando ako yo ila muso fele kana ke kana ngol bulata nyoka e be ka bori ka fundi just because ako yo ila muso fele kana wol be min fundi tay nimboro ya mira ka fo ila muso fele kana so yalong ne afo ali ko di sunya bula sungol iba filla ko abe diamula telle so obviously wol ba ko la ko abatele but the thing is nyen dina nyaton kol like our politician jama bije na fulole sindije imagine a Friday yeta jumoto imamo be salika yeta ye pawnol faya nyato anen role kono ajube fu molte kidila yesalo bulay ko do ko tombo wolu o Friday salote kala
yalong nde
so
ya fola
ala silangole
okay nde ya fola diamo kono ko nyin nyaton kol wala na nyimol nim politiko na de katara mol nyaku kanne ande ne gamene nyaku jama wolka ke foiro leti dina nyaton kol fana modol bije ndela karam man jam fa dino kono bari ika ayomi ika sembena la ndefana ngolonne bari ibika futandi wonene ta sutola no mamiro wo sutola bar kumin balare wo nyama oto political party nyaton kol bamba kumi yaf imbele be nyin kono together bamba pour civic education bari wolbe metala nyin ku kilingo metala kafo ametala kake ametala nyin ku kilingo hansa amam bono hansa be mul nyaku kandro hansa be mul nene dro ni mul bote ni dol bote dole seje dole boje dole na seje o ku kilingo dro na katara recycle kan hansa falingo mankeno hansa fahamro mankeno problema bo mun dole yes nay
the problem is two-way. I always hold the government accountable, Mansakunda, because ni eta Mansakunda ni aje be no way la budget 3 days ago la findita. mol be banko bebe num baturola ko budgeto be fintila mune betara la budgeto because of course economy mantara tala nyanta tala nyame and then no way is spending kabri budgeto fintita was suto 3 days ago. Do you think what happened? President No was brought TV, Kanati TV, I see. Finance Minister, Janim budgeto be fintila akole ko momo ibe 4,500 crowns sotola extra next budget next year because they is cutting taxing talale. Kabrana ta budget of India ya present, Molia Joko 400, President Oko 400, Momo ibe 400 crowns. Itala tele ya first. Ika go ite men fufang feniale woti. Kato ite ko 4,500 molbe wole sotola. Bari sa ngaje President no kabria budget samba parliament ya present 400 lem. Then akoye ko no alia for nyamen because nte kole ko 4,500 is the whole year. So I hope it but from there you president no nati anata see TV to amambalang de amafo konte sila anata see TV to and in fact I was watching it because Gambia case sensitive nile for sometimes ika careful for be memful me sirin daming the way the journalist be president no handle campaign. If ika president for wajila be fiti la kan you see ko afanang tempo wrong men be haila but hani bi abe presso la pom go wow because I need Gambia te yinta ya ares hani na mero be singa ko this is the president no akonyo ko bani nyimbe kamfari nga ko yeb ko temperamento be hairine nga akonyo ko ning Gambia te ya ares nga ko exactly this is the point defanan kamem because you cool be for and everybody journalists also tam bedolto ibe momo question na momo bela mindful opposition party sol ye nati TV all the opposition leaders were there momo yela issue for ida bangol diamuta now the councils may along they got less to budget to will you from organizedly they are going to have a discussion kunu kabrinyi wo ko announce president of fly tele atataje Atata would discuss on the invite. This is just the council. Molka ko bari may invite da may kevan samba munto. Ako no. Another council will be sila be discuss on your budget. This is important. And this is not one council, not two. Bita jele ngasiye niye kata. Nganyung call understand. Fa pretetol fana yem fana understand. Ndol wole ka mankin to laje. Ndol laje men ka mankin. Minister soto. Pour fango ko. Ya safero kele ko. Ye contractor di Minister of Trade ayena ako contractor min toki sol ya safe akita teneteng banku dingol fongo malong was Gambia letata wole was safe ni was on Gambia ma safe no mota lo na fa membe kering wole safe ka explain even that mol dolbe attack la munati ne be wofola munati na be fida to nyante nyen munati na man sakunda dila no man sakunda e responsibility so because it all resources so be tol blue capacity be tol blue they have the resources they have the rich they should masakunda me yalon ko ipareta banko dokula civic education kela mol faham kanyanto dila wonyante kela ila priority because wo fo kete fam makoyle
yalon niya jubes no way coming for daming yalon citizenol mela nyanto long mandang pour kila nyanto long drong bari ika make soko motivo nyanto abuse nola whether mu president wolti whether mu security manti whether mu nyindi so wole be lacking in the Gambia
but I started with the government Suleiman it started with the Norwegian government nowhere was
government simming keno wolem e nyanta transparent la e nyat e kuku e beming fola e beming kela e nyanta ka funti ini mole diam. Okay, I've seen the Minister of Information is trying in that domain because ika malum for Mansa Kundanya the town hall meeting. So we're in
I do because I just felt
nga Bakari Baji leje la last one onying wherein a lot of people were there journalists will be so that he would come and explain I menu ke by project call menu complete and munemala problem multi and molsa nyininga questionol that should not only stop with the ministries it should even extend to the presidency because
respond to the question sorry Suleiman an honest response sorry
Silang Alin Soban. Ngalong
Yes.
silang fana tambitan na lang. Ngalong.
Yes, as is Mala, just wanting to just quickly to Suleiman. Suleiman, I agree with you, Ko, that they should go beyond and all these things. But back to Norway, because these people, they are not more human than us. Democracy mu more bele tati. Amanke ko democracy mu tuba boleti Norwegian no lemte. No, bele surata democracy la. Niji yo bele ka niji, bele ka diamo. Jang kindergarten, and near Gambian all, even African soul don't like Jang Bake. It's because the right is so high. Your right is above everything. It's so high. Dinding on kindergarten ne ka dati. Kela right for it. Neje Gambian jama fango problem also to for ye dingol te blue. Jama amanke ko ye report le dinding on lekata su school auto kindergarten because ye krandi nyil belele they came and discuss call member kela sokono nyinkamba ma butele wala nyinkamba ma butele then they bring that into the school now because that's the right amanyang. So this is where the thing is, and that's Mansakunda Damality or institute now to institute that kind of situation me alonko from kindergarten ibe karandila nying but into lamol neo for reka foloko hey nyi mutubabu nyafanke tubaboliti nyinkati ndingol letinya. No, we have to start from there. The mind. Neje be Norwegian dindingol. Hanin to let dingol me wuluta jang. Ndela dindingol. Norway is like the end of the world. Nkafu atole mune mira Norway muneti. They believe in this country so much. Cause one time there was a demonstration. Ndedi muso. Asita jene ibe Norway la flago Malaka. In the demonstration. Akafu, but why are they born in this? Why are they doing that? Norway haven't done anything to them. Norway gave them all the space. If they don't want, they'll go out here. Gako, that is a right-wing way of talking. That's racist to even say that as a black person. So you can that thing they put in them. Nyanta wale datila Gambia. Mansakundale se wakeno, mote wakeno la. Mansakunda damasi wo Israel. Sorry, Aziz.
Yeah, Aziz, 1 minute, bro. Yalong day that coming for charity begins at home. Yalong suokono. I remember growing up as a child. Ndelna fama dindingo wibuka hanyi fankana kaloi fama nyala ya fo ibe diamula o kebal dala. They only see you, but you are not hard as a child. So young ibe dindingo jela komia fo nyame in Europe and America. The kids would talk to their parents like ibemu adult solity. They can discuss, they ask questions, they give them the right answers, but there are certain things at home we don't even allow our children to talk. So at home we are kind of curtailing their self-confidence, we are curtailing their freedom. So it can grow cohesional kono. So Nikeba Yatafananda is the same thing they would project, and Mansakunda would also do the same. But we need to start that at the home level. Then ngana support with legislations.
But even Suleiman, to the home level, sorry, Aziz, I'll just finish now. To the home level, Fongo, you have to have still institutions to implement, because no way jang, niaje jang, molka for condemn muso natile, nianati jang, uduolka banne, nianati jang, ika system ole use. It's all stemmed to that. Because if you look at the structures, because nowhere before, Musol, you cannot go out without covering your hair. There is a documentary of it. Ibuka Finti, without covering your hair. It's a Tala Kloboto without a man following. That was how Norway was. But the state came and regularized that. And akadati wolela, because state will come and come in the right. You start implementing and they have again for civic education. Because there's a Norwegian friend of mine who did a documentary about Norway, how they maltreat they put them in an institution. The maltreatment, I was so shocked. That is a new documentary. Unfortunately, it's in Norwegian. It's so shocking that Norwegians, even when he invited us to the premiere, we were there. Norwegians were shocked that this was how Norway was. And I was like, whoa. And it took his mother in Norway to start the fight. And do you know what happened to her? The state even went to her doctor to say that they should write that she's mentally ill. The doctor said, no, that's against my ethics. If the documentary is, I wish it was in English. It's an interesting document to see where Norway was. And this was in the 60s. And there were old ladies who came to the premiere. They said, in fact, this was happening in the 70s because they were also victims in the whole hall. So state like can you regulate and put a little bit structure so that call can, because Abu Kanafa, Gambia fango falling tale, because ntola time there are lots of things. Honor, respect, and all these things. Don't let generation know. Ite hanyla for ye morning. Ite hanyla inya mama. Iba vlog ninya itu kukel. Wo be fatale tak 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 tak. Dengari ma
Yalong. I think alka ndenga mira fondol fongol kanyina le because ndol menu bebe nyim forum o kono jang Aziz wo Ndey wo Suleiman wo Mustafa wo ndol be kuluta democratic society le kono Africa fala ya fansun democracy sotole Africa villages all towns all they have institutions many alonko ila luwa ite hanyila disobela niko bi sate o nyanta kolon singola kela ite te hanyila finti sate o kono ka fo ko nga excuse le soto or whatever the entire village would ostracize you. O ye kankura bondi kankura ye bute. Wara ye samba yeta kaburo fara. Ye fenke puru dimba kana kaburo jani. Wol be soto tale na dindi al kono. Ntulu ngatara la kebali yo institutional soto. Yala mune keta mol pisal tale. Ndey. Mol le pisal ta yela kol bula. Ni wonte wotuma ikamol samba wulo kono le ye kulu. Suleiman kulu tapasele. Suleiman wulu tapasele. Basse is one of the most multicultural societies in the Gambia. Yalo
mfanan kabring yesu kono ngansingol kumase drong.
Exactly, that's where I was coming, Sol. Yeah,
so ngansingol katara ulo kono.
Exactly. Mol katara ulo kono ifama bukeje ifama famo nyasa taraile be kulula ate femfola. Because ayalo ko ate jarta.
Yeah, that communal part wo fana bijeni tenga remember banjuli ka fintile modo e ngandele jani boy do de yete sambe
ye report exactly even Banjul memo capitaloti Banjul ko ko kulu exactly ika kulu ika daji ika respect soto ika alfal bunya ika balu ku kendo soto iten dey ku ke sata kono somebody would beat you memme lom fang
yes
somebody would threaten you memme lom me bodula lo Mustafa bota Gunjur mobe alo le Gunjur is one of the most disciplined villages. You understand? Basse ni futata auto basse imu fulati imu mandinkati imu fanka in fact tribe doesn't matter in basse. Mol be ka kangol be le karang ka kangol be moy. Gambia was so wonderful and nice. But Gambia di wolo tata le pisalta na alfale silol menu lan tol ngol be bula le pereng.
Bamba.
Yes,
Aziz panang fenketale Aziz because Aziz la space be tale.
Aziz la space nga sunyale bare Aziz majele wala nandia muta ni wonte I was going to give him.
Minka don kilo la
ngomina na wobuka kesai muna na wobota
because Mustafa molle pisalta you know what happened Suleiman Jeng for instance Suleiman Jeng yaje ko ate tubabu yata bakele was civilized bakele ate sonna ko ate dingo ita si buru kono in that bush bush life ate dingo ita wo kuyam buso kono forgetting that he went through the same thing so by saying Suleiman tata Angleterre le waram bamba tata Japan le anatala nin nektalu he too civilized Moli amira womu civilization olati but it has destroyed the fabrics of our society marialized fam because men keta wole mu nyindiko dinno men kuluta sokoro ani dinno men kuluta wulo kono ke bal be denta basata be men kulu ani mo kilo men kulu idaji ko te kilino la Mustafa waranto bi nte ndeyende dingo je silo kan abe nyamo sabala aya tulo muta aya saba namuso e dingo bulo muta kay ko ngata fodde fati amirate damale tata lebo akan dingo lipa munela ay mune kala ay nalon dey kunto maybe as possible maybe ninde man din soto kay ko iman dingo lo soto wolantine kan dingo tiriteng iman dingo lo soto kanan dingo ma kotenke kanan dingo fenke sama ninde yente dingo jabe sunyaro kala be dey lale ate simple
I believe fananko jamme has jamme
I know that but we cannot continue to blame society can change them don't let go New Gambia so New Gambia let us try to bring the Gambia that we know
but before we bring the Gambia we know we have to also understand why are we where we are because yes things change but Jammeh broke the whole fabric came down Gambia more respect koteke mo buka more respect bal dingol be bal sambala police because all those things happen in the generation the only thing they know wole munendiro tapaleo, ani sunyaro. And this is the generation we are dealing with. And now, these are generations that are also adults who sit in our public spaces. Maybe they are making decisions on our behalf. So we have to look at all these things. The only way we can get out of this is government institute disciplinary situations. People know ko. Ni wulta mita do kola 9 o'clock ibi jele. You are there till 9 o'clock. You fintinang 4 o'clock. They check you. Also, civic education. Everything should be transparent. You see, we have mothers, fathers. The Masakunda is the overall father.
I think I just want to buttress that a little bit. Come Jamila generation, I Gambia this integrate I Gambia kind of destroy because near Jube hanining geno nying drug cool disrespect or political psychopathy will be a symbol sort of Jamila wato kono. Because ibajela ala nying kanila retrieval ila wo programol akam empty musol taje ikata bukatara fenaje na manke jenoti tulungo and etc. So dolo mingol nying drug cool be semben sembo soto ala wato kono because ntella wato koken mol buka woto moy fan
no
so jambalem anun jamba e kamen fo woka bonan kasa masle and very few minuka jamba wafi community be kalo ne ko nyinka jamba wafile and minuka jamba saba mol kalo ne nyenuka jamba sabale
and in dolo minna oni eje killing ikejele ko mol bebe feng
wol mol be ka wolonne and community nying kom bamba ya fonyam eke ostracized bari ibajela nendiro ni political psychopathy be was data wo wato kono sembo soto so kabring
tribalism fanang started building its roots
wani tono nying ila major mistake wolem ko kabring in isita inyanta community nying like ke reorient ye re-educate ye counseling ke
Suleiman
bajela Gambians yes we are traumatized.
Suleiman ni hakilo murundi koma domanding bakote children's village yala wotuma molmen no ke dingolu fenke kamalu nyina ko moluko bamba bambala sister e janka dingole wulu a maluta family be maluta suto baka taw eta dinno lande fenso bala o bakote musoli menu ka do ko je wuli o dinno samba ye topotoje molbe ka ko odula to janka dinno le bije moma menu fama nyollo you understand wotuma even in combo and that is greater Banjul. Can you imagine? Compare that to Basse Ninjara ni Fonkol na village solto pour muso fa jankadi wulu. It is taboo. Family bele kamalu amanke même fa ya wulu da mala kamalu the entire community. Family bele kamalu. Ntenga remember when I think that was in the early 70s or late 70s or early 80s. Muso do nane dingo soto atata ya asare soto ngoto. Uloli dingo la half domo. Polisol nata. Can you imagine? Kebal man la fi polisol fango dae bulaje. Because it was just so much shame that mol man hani la kumole fango fala because society mo wasi falo approve at all. But saying ajube itebe sate jumale jela Gambia kono janka de wota dan.
Wo fango tije bamba even ka boyfriend no so ka fo ka
me wala nan ko boyfriend ko mala fi ko because what I wo is rampantale.
Boys so fango be diamula. Even talking to boys is something else. So wala nanga about the fabric are destroyed tale. So what Suleiman Aziz ibeja ne bang for natale because Aziz I'm really guilty.
Aziz malum fo tata blale to bam bari ndey Banjul ita kuluta Banjul le. Ita si hanyi ba yela kambano bulo muta yeta mbi fama la Banjul alo ita hanyi la and wala mu capital city in those days
viranda to banta kalo viranda to dronka kalo viranda to roibe sirinje anata etaraje that's another punishment even muneke kan
na terimal kambanol pour wol kana na suko kono fa ibuka hanyi jama ibuka especially muso e bos banta o kambano e bob no Ndina elder
No.
sister sol be anina brother sol be fututa nene man kambani je suwo kono o sumbudo je suwo kono.
Suleiman ko ye malankunda lo ne in Basse. Malankunda. Suleiman ye malankunda lo ne in Basse.
Ya malankunda lo.
Yalo wala fabi is very very strict. Nte I was nte muticha letino. E mero li kumandi pour ka explain nye because ela dindo bukana karamoto. Ntata je bari pabi nyi anana manje. That was our first day pura nya enje. Ntamita la ko dada nga konto nkombe duna soko na kwenye he murna. Murna na kwenye katabu ne nyenendla. Nkae ko wel ntebe karandiro la karamoto jana kwenye bari be karandiro la karamoto sita mino suti wala nyadile. Ya konto ndama yema fefa kai bari teba no tele mu suti te. Akonya handela mu suti te bora dame wora muruje. Ni hakilo bulata wadi ko nyanta afolan tele me sama nanja oduma sina mutafa wo ntanyina la fofa andu wotuma I was
Alaji Mamadou Mala
bamba foika karambunda tija use la as advantage pour ko si valse bamba
no because yalo nte I was part of the discipline committee ni momem bukana karambuto ntebe wo kafo kono le pour ka find out munantine bukana even first lady current first lady nana tati la soko no ke la parents on nyinin ka whether among kende or asasa because na responsibility of student welfare pour ka find out student on men yalon ko famata karamola ding exam o kanana si e kanta exam on nyim fail so nga committee me yalon ko because it's a Christian school but nga committee me yalon ko ka find out student on men yalon ko bukana karamoto even fenke alla serf mbalo nana nga samba punishment la just for 1 week abukana karamoto. So what discipline? No, serif mbalo. Sekula doma, exactly. I remember under Fenke, Allah current MP nying, Fenke. Sekuba, very good boy. Akungo beti adabara, akungo jata baki. Jajel, Mustafa wa time on tolka dino, I was the youngest teacher. One of the youngest teachers in the Gambia at that time. But what maintain respect men command in the school. Didn't all be kekana dolby all ponkala all since Calafosando. So Suleiman knows what I'm talking about. Boys all dolby jeni sanukula boys all since Calafosando bulkilola. But nilote nyato class okono ninkos ali malafi any noise la. Mobe kede le kel. The respect was so much. Suleiman Mustafa yento so ninsol la basele. Yenso sajio la base. Kebalu come like ninta the scout fonkola. Kebalu ka kontani they give us things. Ki respect le so ye teacher mutale second ala ningo ne dinul buka hanyela cigaretto fon sabalan tol nyala ni enje ka cigaretto dundi singolo ko tata yete singo fenka kanta katare jangila
fijalo kana tambile
yeah
Ntefa sila malo lefta mem for la fa relevant because
yes
sorry
Ali moved away from topic men left and kafu bari
no go ahead
Aziz
just kafu ko ndey ba ma e mem fo fuaria e forea domole wo kuma ya tabak nga jemoy bak adum umu Gambia la batalti yo barinte lafta nun Cameroon nan question o men address la nun wala mu the question of civic education adun mune nyanta kela left a link to public policy because things like change akana true public policy so what nimbe change for la nyanta men nyinin kala bi wala mu abe change de soto la nyadi le jimale ka public policy influence near political science read ibita jelale ko political elites have a role in influencing public policy na academia like university professors have a role. Then you have the media and of course civil society. Nte menje ntolu in the Gambia, maybe media demanding wole ba try can because you have media me alonko, even though people think they are in the opposition, at least they try to highlight governmental actions or inactions. But it be into la academia, like the university professors in the Gambia, for Moile to come out and speak openly about public policy. Ibuka Womwe. Compare that to Senegal. Anytime there is a political standoff, or anytime there is a governance issue, university professors like Fintinan, they may not agree all into, about the same thing, but nke moile ke la voice art. That contributes to shaping public policy. Into Mbuka Umwe. Government Mbuka Umwe at all, especially ning iko government damma buka ke nte malla. Adu ning ko politician olu wulta ke no lante malla. Let's look at Senegal. Pastef have changed the political narrative and have raised awareness within Senegal. Me alonko it will fango kube kutoni lafta keleta kenola. Because they have raised the awareness level to a certain level. No way menkafo. Government took the lead in raising awareness in civic education to the point where it will fango menulbe in government kube kutoni lafta keleta kenola. Into la government ibukat woleke. Instead, they use the opposite. Pour kamolu sinondi, kamolu silandi. To the extent that ning itebe molu kunindinkan. Ikamune foye ite manganyo soto bankoye, ite mu oppositionolti, ite lafta fitinol sambala na bankoka.
Okay, Aziz, madude. Okay. There's a reason. Because min keta Aziz, yalong ñunu katara mol ñakukan. Ikatara wofa kam mole. Mo kunindiro be desering Aziz. Ya mira sign positive wala ya use ni mansa kunda mampare kake. Ya mira nsafuno mole no nyade lenko al nga ketem bam fon se mansa kunda force pre nyinke.
Wala na lafta connect lande ba mala statement. Fuarea e forea domol. Hani minulu kuninta because of fuarea ati name on foreano. Societies may overcome no. Of course, Dolubeje, they sacrifice Fente. But if you look at Senegal, they have a very strong civic society. They have a very strong private sector, Mea Lonko. You can thrive and survive honestly and decently without waiting for a government contract or government job. Niajentenite anindo kotemolie nyinno. We can spend this hour here doing that adun sama asekening uraro lang bitano langata simandin tabim famwe. When a people are so poor to the extent that ya miracle tonya fobe balla sama domorolal hanning ate fango se sunno bara adingola kuo kam abati nate kudo nola. Mafu kolumrisintide barinka ndey ba mala statement. Nka wole connect to what is going on. So membe mako ila wole mu a government that is willing to raise awareness regardless of what the consequences will be for them.
Thank you. If the government is not willing, what do we do as citizens?
Sorry, that was where I was coming as well as this. I was just saying, ko natara mansakunda ma kefanang.
Yes.
And ba konka jenyame.
Yes.
Just like what we are doing, civic education. Ndengambran tol membe mblol sitam. Ntol me ya lonko mansila fenna. Ntol me ya lonko ngawo knowledge soto. Nyanta wuli lele nga nyomoto. Just like abeke kan diaspora. Just like nga menke ya jamele time o kabla duta. Mo wulita nko alinga si. So ndengambra time o sitale ko na political difference o ngawo lanti.
Yes.
Nga siko nga sula Gambia la koje. Nga wuli nga na mol mako nga lonko mol ba kelale individually people are mol ba ke kando. But in benyanta wulele ko nyinemu So anyata tare masakunda mantara fenke kang mbe tunen kang because they can memfo Gambia la situation I am barely affect.
Ndey,
Take a 1,000 krona key, you have to send more than that.
Ndey, the void here, interface, is the academia.
Gambian academia are always like that.
Bari nyanta name nge shame. Because university,
Mr. Bojang,
university professors.
maybe you miss Ninde baby highlighted most of these problems in the Gambia today. Ye prominent sort of Jamila Watokono. Yeah. Until I remember when I was at the college, I was I think Secretary General Bajabi was the president. So nga Halifa Sallah invite, nga Siaka Sonko, nga Polisol invite, they sent Siaka Sonko. Then he was the youngest ASP. Then Dr. Ojiambo invite, he was then the UN representative in the Gambia. So Kabring Halifa Ning will be at Aning Fatmada Tambajang. She was the head at the Women's Bureau. I think I still have that photo. Kabring Gail Nata at the Gambia College, and then they were talking about human rights and in World Sifal. The following morning, the late principal Jenu Mane, I invite an Imbajabi. Ako mune atina ntenga will invite at the Gambia College. Wo mujawara la watu tifa. Wo kudeta manke. Guy, we have the right as student representative. Kamul invite Wuliena Yedia Muntelye. And Halifa then he spoke about the health sector. Ako itatanu village to Musudo Konole Bala. Anala kema galbe sareto utang. So inata in the break pour ye lift all di la ye samba lopitano to. So ako galie bulandi moto kono. Bari before ye futa health center to muso nyimfata. Akema ye kungo jindi ani. So everybody was silent. I think that sent a wake up call to most of us. So your symposium sisifal jama molka wolke and until watu is like na student union. Even at the Gambia Student Union, I was also the Secretary General, and then this guy this Silla Fakru Silla was the president. Nata resigned. I think Aliu Kanyol Nata. So ibajila until watu madijo batu watu abe Farube College. So sometimes I cannot mitinol attend at St. Teresa's. So we are not afraid at the time.
Suleiman. Suleiman Sodoro. Mbemena. Womu atola student alla activity.
So lafta nala minto wolem jamila watu ayo base toble because media muta ika disappear.
Haila moy. Jamme tatale. We still have a university in a country and a government that boasts for freedom of thought on everything. Hanim B into la academia. University manke ko kamul damma karandi. University is a place where public policies are shaped. Lafta ye jela moy. Ika shape nyadili through research. Na professors coming out to highlight some of the findings about governance and public policy. Weleka safe. Ntoluma wo soto. Amantara caring.
Aziz, you know the serious part, Ibe Jandamento.
Yeah.
Even if you go to the university, I'm not sure for that has changed sign.
No.
Even research on Gambia Fang.
Yes.
Gambia Fang.
Oh, yeah.
All these issues smell be caring. It's a topic for research for students.
Honestly.
The people will be picking up, universities will be picking up, and they're doing it. Gambian Jamaje, even public policy coming for governance, they are teaching what is happening in Europe and Europe Benjamin. Gambia is enough. There is enough resources. Maya Lonko, you can even teach and teach the students based on membeje. What education is detached from the reality of the country because Ndol Kamen Karang, a classic example. One time I listened to Dr. Ismail Sisela interview when Iba accused Kang, I think it was in Membe Kering and in Pamodu. Faba Foloko, Atema political, Gambe political understand, something like that. And I laughed because this is a political science lecturer.
Exactly.
If you don't understand the political system and structures
History, yes.
mentor, then that is serious. You are teaching kids who are going to come and work in Gambia. What kind of subject are you teaching them? So GFO is a big problem. What we teach these kids. I run my business in the Gambia. Sometimes University Connect holding workshops or sometimes career guidance, and they look.
I think I may be wrong, and university, I think they're running it just like a high school. But until even at the college level, until we need not lecture us all, we discuss, we argue on things and find it. I remember Dr. Cisse, I take a geography teach no. Dr. Cisse, I tell he would not come to class and name Bukol. He would teach geography and name Marble. He can he would draw it, and he knows the subject in and out. Social studies panang Mr. Cole, I think he's one Sierra Leonean. So we argue, we bring about things me along is grassroots, is Gambian, and we bring that into the class and we make it live so that even literature fun. Mrs. Philo like a multi-new literature, and Mike Bog, I think he's from Birmingham here. So we try to bring this things live. So Evangela, Ntelnga at high school, government land nunje and nata we had this anti-apartheid movement just started with
we almost have a constitutional impasse between the 2024 and 2020 draft, right? If this was in other countries, the academics, the university professors, constitutional lawyers would have come out
and they will be invited in radios as well. Invited in radios as well.
Yes, in radios, and come out to take position because they are respected people. University nafam welting ko when you read political science adata nyanyanta majama bakaran barnga dumandimo men karanga men understand wala munyinti ko. Public policy is shaped by these three segments: political elite, academia, media, and civil society.
Yeah.
Ikate nyadile wala mu by coming up and discussing it. Love academia is non-existent.
And also, as is the government also kill it so much that even when you invite them there as well, they are seen to be politicians.
Exactly.
So because academia international, even you are talking about something very interesting like the constitutional impasse.
Yes.
They would have come. Gambia produce more lawyers than any sector, I think, in education.
If you look at the cabinet setup,
when we are talking
about academia, and then Solena account is not even a handful.
Hamga, we are not even Nakalati. At the level of cabinet, we will still say they are political elites. But limay wax moy ñi nga xamne ñoy jangal ñi nga xamne ñoo jité buñ tolo fo xamne réro amna wala ñaka dégo amna mun nañu gëna ci ne jangaluñ la won li lañ jangalé ñun loolu lañ amut boy follow the politics of Senegal da ngay gis university professor nangam wala former UN nangam gëna ñu jox ko prominence te duñ ko jox prominence ci this small online radio di mainstream media ci lañ leen di jox prominence pour ñu mëna share seen view ñun amuñu loolu ñen yaakar ne we will change, we will not.
And for 3 days as is 3 days 94 days even today the debate on this new budget is on and experts from in different fields ñoy ku nekk di wax sa own opinion apart from the public opinion. So that is the thing man ma fogg ne tamit academia yi tamit dañ dee ragal a lot of the time dañ dee ragal ne they will lose their jobs or they will lose this. They are also part of the problem.
Exactly.
They are with you because I'm not getting
I think lolo la because man on a number of occasions that ma they approach nema hamga danga wara moytu lingawa or danga wara bay lingawa because hamga nyung la discuss at this meeting you get what about you so hamga then they won brother be li agli ham man I'm not afraid. Even man sumatoge Adama Barosa, I would tell him, yes, I've said this thing and I said this in your best interest. Wahumai because the malabany. Why do matogi ne buganala be pare di la setane nono? And as a leader, net kisoko buge danko wa dega ngiri alata. So lena andangen anda ci dega so lena tas ngin tas si dega. Why man suma yakare ne henna man suma worsak silo Adama Barola neka. Yala dafa tok setan mamo. Why man dama gomne man suma worsak yalla moko amé te suko jarale yo sa loxo ndey so bañé sa dina ko leka because do ci mun dara yalla moko jël jarale ko sa loxo so suko jarale si loxo Adama Barrow ala kulli halim neex na ko naxari na ko dina ko leka so once am nga gom bobu rek do ragal waaye ñun suñ nit ñi comme liko Assis waxé lolu mo fa nekkul bota ken du ñemeña ñew wax because so waxe henna yaange walo xamne okay henna Barrow di ci kontaan o henna Ousainou Darboe di ci kontaan nga feel ne you will be isolated because UDP so waxe anything against Darboe ñom ñep ñoo la boycott ñom ñep ñoo la isolate so okay businessman o nga nekk you know a lecturer am nga do wax anything against UDP because yaa ngi ragal ne even sa students yi dinañ la boycott because
Naga hape bamba nyonga
I'm not solo. Jërëjëf so. Okay, so Aziz, what tata bage? Sa madam, your final thoughts, Aziz, bala ñoo tagato. I'm not solo lol.
Nte da lafta mem fola silang. Amuntan tolube kambentale comme civic education niaje kuningo man wara na problemo dolu lonne. Menul mun na karanalti menbe university buka finti kamolu kunindi. Otongaji ki kon na program kote ngolu nsa trying ngay dodolu na futema wala nga mod nyini from Gambia ke nyini nka mune na obekeri bayri kome nga memfo bi nim falingo bekela menul nyanta kela menul yalon ko itolle si molu kunindi no ye falin nga wo fole follow na politician bari wol tetari ala kela sakanin amantare la interestu fulanjango wole mun na university professors ti aditor semol kunindi nole kute tarlaje bari mantara mansakunda mansabukejo bari mbuka wolleje sabanjango wole mun na media dum fana foarea dum taje fo labangola mo buka la fika kube kufto fola wala menul ka fo fana silan mansakunda e wol silan dile fo molu buka hanika wala moy nanni njangole mu civil society ti nya moy civil society moli amiral komen madi jobate as an organization hani civil society mu menti momo be me alon ko mantara mansakunda ite mu civil society le momo mantara mansakunda yo bari wo mol mem mantara mansakunda a jama ba min be private business ikayakar government contract kolla so ibukana na hani ka femfo menning mansakunda la ko sina wali ifo contract kola o tomal men tutaje nyin dobal ning senelal ning kote wolu idingol mantara do ko wala ibe hamerin ko tumodo fo mansakunda seta ul fanatina femfola nyine atinna kuningo dasata Gambia saka banko tamandinyal alaba
Ene bara Aziz. Why so? Sa chulin bin mam dafla japalol, dafla dafla kilifalute, you look like
yes, moda bamba munuta steady.
Mom alaji la.
Mana ko moda bamba munuta steady dafa daw di dem ak ñew.
Mama dafa sol jacket de, mama dafa
Tay Vicenti la.
Why so bala ñoo tagato
Well, I think man li ma wax rek moy xam nga dëkk bi pour mu mëna dem ci kanam il faut ku nekk moom sa boppa te ni nga moomee sa boppa mooy nga yaakaar si sa boppa am yaakaar ne loo mundi am yàlla la ko jox ak sa góorgóorlu waaye soo depending on a politician for your existence rek sangoraay danga ko jaay ba pare doo mun a gis kooku di def lu jaaduwut nga ñeme pour wax ko because ci moom nga depend for your livelihood so war nañoo góorgóorlu tamit ñu xam suñ rights si ñu xam suñ responsibilities si ñu xam suñ leaders si tamit seen responsibilities ak ñoom ak ñun naka lañoo mun a hold each other accountable because njiit maa ngi doon read Tony Blair's benn bugam mu ngi wone ne bim ñëwee as a prime minister xamutoon anything about governance waaye the first thing lim believe mooy ne the people that you bring around you those are the people that make you succeed and those are the people that make you fail so the first responsibility of a responsible leader mooy to choose people that would surround you Mune, he went out and reached out to people they are experts in their own fields. Ñooñu la appoint. Xoolul ne ñi suma party members lañ o ñoom dama leen war a delloo njukkal ak yooyu. Waaye dafa xool ñoo xam ne ñooñu war a yóbbu réew mi ci kanam ñooñu la appoint. Waaye in most instances ñun when there is a change of leadership the first thing the leader bi di xalaat mooy ma indi Bamba because ma moom ñoo nekkoon Sky Power ma indi Mustafa ma indi Ndeye so instead of said Assis ne even though nekkul Sky Power du ma dee waxa moom waaye Assis is an expert when it comes to security ak public management ma jël ko dugal ko si place boobu pour mu régler foofu o henna Bamba UDP la duma ko appoint because suma ko appoint ne su defee anything successful daf koy moomale UDP instead of man suma nguur so loolu tax na ba pare dëkk bi du mun a dem si kanam so ba pare ñun dañ wara su politique jeexee dañ wara bàyyi politique ñu jiital réew mi loo xam ne dafa am national importance waruñ ko politicize dañ ko wara look at separately as a national issue. For instance, mooy mega bank bi waruñ ko seetee ne waa UDP ñooy hold government bi accountable dañ war a xam ne lii yëpp Gambian ñi ci am ñoo ko moom so suñ ko discuss dañ ko discuss as a national thing. Corruption bi tamit suñuy wax about corruption waruñoo xool ne waa na UDP o doy rek a war a wax loolu even ñu nekk ci government bi sax war nañu génn ñu wax ci xam nga ñu fight ko because suñ ko defut affaire bi du mun a jee because man li ma gëm mooy ne ba pare and li ma gën a am yaakaar mooy ne suñ strengthening institutions yi I listen to Lawrence JJ Lawrence bim lifinoon foog naa second kuam bi am na benn journalist jigéen mu ngi ko interview mu ne ko xam nga Ghanaians they have a right to vote you in office and to vote you out of office Muneko, man, I'm not worried about being voted in or out of office. Everyone can be voted in or out. But my priority now is to strengthen the public institutions, a system be to such an extent, even if they bring the devil, they voted the devil, the devil will not be able, to exercise its evil on the people, but the people will be able to control the devil. So lolu lañ need in the Gambia is not just a change of leadership or change of face. They need to strengthen the system at public institutions in such a way whoever comes into power, that person will not be able to crop the system. Why the system and the people will be empowered to control that person. Lolu lañ need as at now. And we need to hold the government every day accountable for new change system being strengthened in public institutions. That is the only way we can fight corruption. That is the only way we can have two-term limit. That is the only way we can help to raise civic education and public awareness.
Karim. No, karibe mudi be mute.
One more thing, bala bambadi ñew. UDP tamit pour ñu dama leena advice nañ bay di boycott ñi leena criticize. Because so boycott anytime nit su la criticize nga boycott ko dafa melne yow da nga intolerant. Because su ñëwé ci nekk government am nga dama ragal pour criticize gay dama to Sénégal.
Yaran opposition. Yalon Gambia dingolu nyimmolu menu be maralola I lafta hani men kuya di me ka fo UDP le atinam kuya ndimi. Baro fangolo ta janna ko nyimmolu yembatandi bakel. Yo andum obviously Mustafa molu nyanta mem mirala wala mu nyenti ko. Baro le be in charge of the state coffers. Bankola na flow ba telebulu. Atele nyanta nyaka silan tolla ay do ko ke pour kantolu maludi. Ntena miraloto. Nintele mu Gambia la president. Wallahi. Only time be opposition la moila is suto ni mobe la. Ndebe opposition da male la moila. Kalong e can criticize mintolella. I develop on those parts. Because many bembala. Ntulo na dia kan da maibe wala folanye. Mbele nga wolong. But nilapte succeed as a leader. Listen to your critics. And build on the criticism ike criticize men. You would always be successful. But it's a problem of be hanila man sakunda fete ko opposition le failing. It will be failing no la nyadi when you have employed people. Men ya lo ko ite lata wole la ko le nyantete mako la ka banko drive for what? You are the boss driver. Ye conductor ta men be mako la. Fital be bulu everything. Moto kata parak asimol be teta balo be kadi ne ko men be lo rislo ko wole atina moto pante. All batina no for le ka driver. It doesn't even make sense. Man nyol man banko sambalo. Ya din tolla bang ye sanyi lulu din na ngajube ni ma sambano ali abusi ne baje la kontrolu UDP kanyin chocho men beke Mustafa abebe stop la because nte kuma stop la mbe fola because Gambia don't should put us to the test but inana man tol put to the test problem o UDP la fitino fon ko UDP la tin mandoko fon ko UDP ebe halimen sasata UDP because we want to make sure government kana hani niji duladila bankola na flow dunta dawda we follow it up and we let the public know ko de jobate atele mu managing director bari ite Mustafa men fongo beteng ite fongo NPP sandi ite Mustafa ndey kaw ji lañu la de bari ngolo bari NPP because Mustafa ni ajam ko NPP Mustafa sandi Mustafa abuka Mustafa yalo radio Gambia do kulalu itolu ni civil servant sol belamude ye kununde ani assist fongo men keda doron komen assist famatale a famate bari wotuma hani ibelemu ko ñi civil servant so malum foy ke borole min office to bank foy ka ila tankol ko ne ka jiyola ke jeba bar civil servant so lu belemu de e katara silari munela musta e ndey wala mu ñinti ko ni ye bondi je ibela assistant wala kala je e ka mo fo dayta tabola
bari ni
ko director
police kunda
e ko director ti daw ndey
assist mo ma sande
ani assist man sang assist say wo say wo ngaw ko nunkule assist wo kay wo kana tal male alto la ko tek.
This is a very serious allegation against
No, I'm not making any allegation. All former civil servants bebe te moment hani ka be Mustafa ite ye penko men ke ko na boro man banje hani say abe falin je tep Suleiman the same thing because ikata alkatara stilari menna yali stilandi UDP nale ka fale ko UDP fitinole bo ntol man tara fitinala de ntol ko Gambia dingol na fulo dunta dawda we want to know ajuba ali ni commission men set against the local government ali commission men set against the local government alla mo da
UDP buka mol boycott bang
kamol boycott nyadi kamol boycott nyadi
ni e criticize buke boycott.
No. We are subjected to criticism. Nali criticize. Ninga penke me mambeta is fine.
Amba.
Eke boycott le po buke boycott.
No, kamol boycott. Many along kamol boycott. Many along ko they criticize unnecessarily. We boycott them.
Bamba.
That is a fact. Nda umabola.
Hamba minna. Yalom Bamba. I am very nkala fitilong la ko na bakele ko.
Iman tiling.
Mama bari
kana fo nyen kala fitilong hani go demande wote bala be dame te ngoji batal Mustafa fo nga marto ta dron ke tilinde ite man tiling
omba e ka ngol lan na jandi
no Mustafa ida tilinta de e ko tilinta bari kabo to No, I'm telling. Yalo, do you know why Mustafa Mantile? Ni Mustafa la, otuman de albe break la watome. Ni Mustafa da male katarajang. Ntele ka kido patajang. Bare akala fonkol kuntu, akala fonkol kuntu le. UDP ma favor da ma ko le post on TikTok. Nko na ba fon na dinuli yung kumande ko nyako bari ko alla sai ko fana mu NPP le ba ko no amanke NPP. Nko Mustafa is very neutral. But Mustafa la problem momenti UDP ni NPP they are all the same. Ikan jawole nyam. Ikan UDP ni NPP be ke kilometer and that is very unfair to us.
Mustafa inyanta neutral la le.
And then day okay yalo iten in the meta janne dol meta janne over here and kanyim program okay saying bari okay day saying talk to me the neutral telephone man neutral
But Bamba is raising issues that we need to also take for accountability.
Nko alta TikTok ni Mustafa la program ala juba akadame kuntu me yalo ko yala to UDP wotal fanam fenketa ko aka wolle post TikTok na program over 2 hours program aka menu kundu nguma da nying
no bari
malo ni malo bu de kere
Bamba Mustafa kande la video dol samba TikTok mi yalon ko aka baroma kende kele
muna na bukete tasamba
no because they are neutral nteka to
you are not neutral ani tamu NPP you are not neutral ani asis ma ko jang Suleiman you are not neutral kana fo neutral mi doma
I'm not denying ko mu MPP leti ando mu barolti ando Baro will always be my Baro hanna jita he'll always
be okay nabi program Mustafa make so Suleiman can make a bank explain that me yo to post B mbafola Mustafa is neutral
no
Baro man je jabi Baro Useni Dabo e menyin ka Baro man sonna jabi la wo dundi la system ko no sama yake
bari mo be wolonne
hani mo be malong NPP ko yale kamune fo Suleiman NPP ko kamune fo iko Suleiman biri man place diala la ka Baro attack anu Suleiman da malaka to nya fo Baro inte ka for always everywhere hani tada je ko
place dinna way man place dinna
nobody to ka wole fo. That is what they would say.
Maybe a monkey minister di. Wo mutonyanda monkey bari man plaso dinna momo e mi fo wo malum akamene fo.
Okay. All right.
Bari they have a monkey minister wo mutonyal. Bari man plaso dinna momo e wo
amalo. Ndey man na folo de ndey fana he ta fo je.
Bamba ye ku ke jambi ima ke ku bari mlafto min fole. Yalon wala dusa no birana raja ko. Bamba biringa dabe li bato kono abuka diamo biringa dabo de li bato kono woto le Bamba diamo start bar Bamba ne be ka diamo anno ko yeto fo training ko idara de defenda ba ke mi alon to follow on social platform ngatu wonya
ndey anide yalon ndey yalon ne Suleiman yalon Assis yalon ite Mustafa yalon ko civil service goes with the GO and the FI. General orders. No, general orders lebe civil service. And I go by the general orders. Ndenga mem for always, wole mumbelo rimenka, wole munyintiko, I took an oath. Ntela department is spokesperson sotol. But nte fa kam fa la futo to nole, nko, eka kunome na dakalo de monte masa de monte. Alimba tumfoni mpareta. That's what I did. Me civil service watu mena, my department has a spokesperson, temankela diamulate. I would not talk. But ninga kuja memma mbete anka fole
wo muto nyalti andu mbe sembentu yala wala bari my only bot with you wolem ko UDP ni cool ke I think you only came once Diam and Usenu Dabo Fundida Osuto. I remember he made a
exactly,
he responded.
You remember that
was very late night.
Ndenga Usenu Dabo attack le Bamba. I saw something memma nyabo ngafo in public. I could have called him.
Kabrin Woketa saying you don't come out to say anything.
No, but I think I would say it.
What I nyante sambala Specsavers ye jube.
Hanente maje I menke memman bete a follow.
So Mariteko UDP kamol boycott mini criticize.
Suleiman, why this point? Why boycott? I didn't say so, but for they do number. Suleiman.
Okay, all right, your thoughts.
Anyway, until after both Assis, Bamba and Suleiman have really hit the nail on the hand, in the head, yeah. But until after Dame Fola Doron Wole Muko Masakunda nyanta state sanction poverty anyanta was stop lale. Katunte wente worry bakele. Katu ikanna moltale ye sanction into poverty to the point me alonko ila nyanto ni la sembo ka be taiblo. So Masakunda nyanta was stop lale because near state sanction poverty ke ika mole select men nyanta doko sotola ika mole select mel nyanta business opportunity sotola ika mole select mel nyanta tarala permanent poverty because ika wole ke ka wol create and woman ke alala doko to woman sakunda la state sanctioned poverty so ndela sa parola man sakunda ay nyi state sanctioned poverty ay nyi bula so that mol si niji nole yela nyanto soto ila tamen fola ya fono bu banko eta nyato because membe kerin sign banko man tala poverty ni molbe struggle la pour hani dol ka foy ko ni da samota ibuka simon ni simon ta ibuka da sama o situation o man sakundale o situation o create that's a state sanctioned poverty because scientol be a jele mel ya lonko wolle ka kodo soto wolle ba enjoy kan wolle be kol soto wolle mu mol me ya lonko inim baro ibuka ku fo baro e men jawata me ngomen be ba fola baro e adiata that's it so wo anyanta bulale fa parita ka molta kana molta ke disempower ke disenfranchise because the situation on mento na banku dingol talantewol be a disenfranchised because of limited political participation because yes there's a social media mol katara diam le camera ko mol bebe involved but no majority of the people are so disenfranchised by this state sanctioned poverty because even la fifem fola yemuta did al j left masakudale afa because I know more sanction and this is from government to government to government saim frita baroma baronyanta kukelale I was state sanctioned poverty I abula because afango kafole na mansakunda momo na niko ini masakunda doko kela jabe ku kela jam andu ko ini masakunda ta kela woto you cannot ita kenola afango ka wo fole so that del after wole bo because barotate gambiati barotate na resources ti barotate na tax ya karafa amale ko nyinjube ya talaku ima fa ko nyinta italem adama barole tamu nyinti hani ama doku atante so del after wo jedal after wo part needs to be looked at and ala mol membe dokola ni mansakunda mol ani melbe dokola because it all fonka mol sanction they sanction people of course diaspora you can't sanction them to state sanction poverty because survival sotole but they also sanction us to state sanction state sanction anti-government that also needs to go ni masakunda ko abe open to critique because ntitano wole nyada ndel after jele apart from the civic education in Suleiman ning Aziz ning Babanyoli afo but this place ndengamre je is very crucial katu ngajele ko madinyol see people who are so vocal but they are sanctioned it's strong taledorong they continue to go but they are state sanctioned poverty because nida fo ikamola doko tinyaye o yala kol tinyaye ya equal kola yanda because of akamemfo because you make sure ko ya kati ni amari kati isaje ko amari ye day well it takes a lot of resilience a lot of strength so this ndanyanta was stop like that nte dal jele munte la biggest problem ti and
ndey malla fiye last water anyinto because ye kuma jang is very, very, very important akumaya tabak. State sanctioned poverty and is deliberate and is targeted.
Yeah.
A jimale target mol meya miracle will mu mansakunda la enemy le ijawole. Adu mune ke mansakunda jawoti ka kulu fintindi mansakunda ka menu mansakunda la kurungolo. Woto bi nte ayenja karibak mune ati nantola Deputy Bungo, imang mansakunda question about mune atina ite contracto dila kirfatula. Mune atina ite contracto dila membe kerina. aditul beka tax le jo ye sanction mune kama just because ikakule for memandiama sakundai. This is yaje nde ya sambana nyameng is I hakilo fongole yiriwandi mo ay kunindingala. This is the state kind of state sanctioned poverty coming kemol. So that Sky Power te hanila koteke to hold Barrow to account.
No.
Because at a contracto sotola.
Yeah.
But ning namu jo sita. Itaka contracto di menani buka di menai bele ka namu jo.
Yes.
Tumodo fang itaka contracto men di contracto di menna ni woman namu jo fang isi barafai. But the likes of member caring aning kerfatu ni wolu ma jo luwolu ibe soron.
Yeah.
What kind of justice is that? Mobe nyabe loring akang. Ya miracle is cool.
And Barrow declared it. He declared state-sanctioned poverty immediately.
Of course. And a sanction into poverty, Gambian will baby searing, iba fola ko nyinulmu opposition olet. Na civil society, na academia, na bar association, mobe be deri be bulo kosila. To the extent ka foko Barrow is a tolerant a president for ika recognized at the level of the UN. It's a shame.
It is. It's a very
big shame.
It's a big shame.
It's a big shame.
Thank you very much.
Last thing, even Suleiman, to add to Nyeme for talking about the UN, he did excellent in his UN speech in terms of the presentation, in terms of the composure, in terms of even the confidence. You see the confidence. But to even look at that, our president can go all the way to the UN and lie. Somebody wrote lie and give it to the president to read it. It's an embarrassment to the whole country. I saw my Fati. I had somewhere they said my Fati. I didn't see it, but I had it. They said my Fati said it's true. That's a lie. I'm very sorry to say it, but that's not true. That statement, the president should have come back, fire whoever wrote that statement or add that statement there, because it is really a lie for a head of state. Because saying the whole world, the world is so global. You can go and Google and know whatever. The very day, 2 days, when you arrested and take somebody, you still trying to romanticize the whole process. Okay, my argument called these people were not in jail. Because he made sort of. That is the fact that the president can take a speech, a statement, and read it, and that was not true in front of the whole world. That person should be brought and fired who wrote that statement, because the president should know that that was not true. It could have been written differently, and I could understand that. It could have been written differently, but the way he read it, that was really unfortunate. So this is also going back to the caliber of people you employ in a state-sanctioned poverty. You take people who will just tell you whatever you want, and they will write things that is so embarrassing to read. But he was really comfortable, which was very good. It was well read. He really read it well, composure and everything, but it was really embarrassing to the whole Gambian people. When 2 days in the whole news, you have taken somebody already by the president. This one is not even somebody says something, the police call you. The president himself, in his person as a president, wrote a letter through his lawyer to get these people to. That is embarrassing to research them. Yeah, that's my last thing.
Thank you very much, Dave. Thank you, Sol, Honorable Sol, Aziz Bojan. Thank you. This is where we will draw the curtain for tonight's edition of the Sky Power Civic Education Program. Okay, feeling your target to yen, but Ben Sunday, inshallah. The weekly civic education program of Minkaso to Sky Power Radio and TV services. Mobetan to Lambal Jaila for Civic Nala, inshallah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yo, for Sibinala inshallah, come on Sky Power Radio and TV services. Program on Yinkana Sibido Sibinaka. talan lulu UK time le programme o nyinkana ala bani malo Mustafa jamme membe sede programme o kunna fasibidna la inshallah limbara